in the January 6th Capitol riots. He's now with family in Miami following his pardoning by President Trump. Tarrio isn't condoning violence, though he says he and others were not given equal treatment under the law and that it began with narratives pushed by the press.
When you report inaccurately, or you call us fascist, or you call us white supremacists, or you call us Nazis, every time your colleagues or yourselves do that, it dehumanizes us.
President Trump issued the pardons within hours of retaking office this week.
Fox's Evan Brown. Lawmakers critical of the president's decision point to the video footage of rioters assaulting police. The founder of another far-right group, the Oath Keepers, visited Capitol Hill this week after his release from prison. Now a federal judge is barring Stewart Rhodes and 7 others from entering Washington, D.C. without court approval. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Getting warmer. Skies completely clear with temperatures in the lower 20s in central Indiana. Those temps drop a few degrees tonight, low of 18. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. More typical temperatures for January are on the way this weekend, says Cody Moore with the National Weather Service, and that should continue into next month.
Going into February, it looks like the pattern supports temperatures near or above normal, with a couple more systems coming in, bringing, a mix of rain and snow.
Moore says you'll have temperatures above 30 degrees this weekend. No snow or rain expected. You can leave that in the past. A man from Southport faces intimidation charges after a post he made to TikTok. Here's John Herrick.
Listener discretion advised for this story. IMPD says Preston Pickett was threatening to kill illegal immigrants on TikTok, and he was arrested earlier this month. His first court hearing was Friday. TikTok had reported some of the comments Pickett made, which included, "I will kill many illegals on January 20th, and I will have my kills on the first day Trump takes office." They also think he threatened to shoot up a Florida car wash in March of 2024. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
State lawmakers are talking about a new bill that would require law enforcement to tell the federal government about people living in the country illegally.
The determination is not made just based off of pulling a person off the street. The determination is only made after an individual has been arrested for that felony or misdemeanor.
State Rep Garrett Bascom, who authored the bill, critics of it believe it could lead to racial profiling. It was approved by a committee yesterday with a final vote of 9-2. And some lawmakers are not happy with Governor Mike Braun's plan on limiting information about Medicaid. Kurt Darling reports.
Braun plans to do that by stopping Medicaid advertising on TV and radio. He called Indiana's Medicaid system broken, but State Rep Greg Porter tells Wish TV,
a program cannot be broken that provides health care for 2 million Hoosiers.
That's despite Medicaid facing a $1 billion funding shortfall. Some healthcare experts, though, say Braun's plan will do little to fix it, since many Hoosiers are already unclear about their health insurance options, even with advertising. Kirk Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
The holidays are over, and the new year is here, making it the perfect time to think about the future. More specifically, it's the perfect time to think about your financial future. Right now, Howard Bailey Financial is offering a free retirement toolkit, a comprehensive guide designed to help you plan, save, and jumpstart the retirement you deserve. To get your free copy today, text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 and download your free retirement toolkit. Start 2025 off with a gift to yourself, filled with all the tools you need to plan for a positive and purpose-filled future. Just text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Make this new year your year to invest in yourself and secure a brighter tomorrow, starting today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
The traffic in the 5s at 3:05. Here's Matt Baer.
Vehicle fire on the west side, Harding Street at Edgewood Avenue. Also looking at southbound 65, starting to get some company from 21st to Meridian Penn. Same with eastbound 70 before and after west. It's not too bad yet. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage for a limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies for the afternoon. It is going to be a chilly Friday with highs near 22. We'll fall into the teens later tonight. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. One of the many promises Donald Trump has started to follow through on is the executive orders concerning the southern border, getting illegal immigration under control, deportations. And while ICE raids are happening around the country at the federal level, IMPD Hammer has released a statement about ICE raids specifically here in central Indy.
So this was a statement put out by the IMPD earlier today. This is the first half of it. Quote, local law enforcement, including the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, does not have the authority to enforce federal immigration laws. IMPD has not been asked to take part in immigration sweeps, nor do we have any intention of doing so. This is not our role. It goes on to say IMPD officers do not inquire about an individual's immigration status during routine investigations. We are firmly committed to fostering positive police community partnerships and ensuring the safety and well-being of everyone who lives, works, and visits our city. Now, it goes on, but that's the meat and potatoes of it.
Okay.
So
any problems with that?
Man, there's a couple different ways we can interpret that. So let's bring on somebody that I think can really make sense of what this is all about. Joining us now on the hotline, friend of the show, FOP President Rick Snyder joins us. And Rick, I'm looking at this statement here, and I feel like this could be interpreted two ways. One way being, look, we just want to let everybody know we're not going to be knocking on doors, checking on, green cards or things like that. That's not who we are. But another way I think people could interpret this statement is IMPD kind of going out of their way to say, we're not in a hurry to help the ICE agents. I think two things are going on here. Help me out. What are we looking at? What are we reading here, Rick?
Well, we actually took it a third way today and held our own press conference to address some of the concerns that we have on behalf of our local police officers. I think it's important to know right out of the gate, guys, that no one in law enforcement disputes that illegal entry into our country has been impacting our communities all around the nation in a very negative way. You've got deadly consequences of narcotics and human trafficking that's been a result of that. I think here in Indiana, it's very well known, the fentanyl epidemic that we've had from illegal foreign drug smuggling operations and whatnot. We've had over 800 fentanyl deaths in our community, 800 overdose deaths. 80% of those have been fentanyl related. So it's a very serious issue. I think what IMPD was trying to outline is the same point that we were making today, which is we have to make sure that we have clear delineations and expectations of what federal law enforcement officers are responsible for versus local law enforcement officers. The reason why it was so important to us is because it raises very serious constitutional questions as we move forward through this. We recognize that there's going to be a very deliberate and ramped up effort of deportations and immigration enforcement, but we also need to make sure that our local residents understand that's not our role as IMPD officers or other local officers. That's the role of federal officers. So what we made clear today is we have to keep bright lines of separations between the two because they raise very large concerns that could actually be raised later on down the road for other things such as gun control and other issues, that we would not be involved in federal enforcement of laws. What we do need to make clear as well, though, is that we're not going to be hampering, obstructing, impeding the enforcement of those federal laws by the federal officers. And there also won't be any change. This is what we wanted to confirm with Chief Bailey. There will also not be any change in the sharing of information from locals to federal partners as well.
Okay, sharing of information, that was important. That was what I was going to ask you about. So if ICE comes to you guys and says, hey, look, we're looking for this group of international Venezuelan gang members, any idea, any information, any whereabouts of these guys, anything you can do to help us out on that level, that's not a problem at all for IMPD, correct?
Not at all. And in fact, please remember, we've got local officers that are actually assigned to task forces with our federal law enforcement partners.
Yes.
The difference and the key distinction is so vitally important. That's why rather than just putting out a written statement, I said we're going to do a press conference and walk through this, because we can't have local law enforcement officers taking on the role of federal officers,
Sure.
nor, guys, do anyone want to even give the slightest hint that we're opening the door to federalizing local law enforcement officers or nationalizing the police. That's the reason why we've got to have such bright lines here. The concern for us is there's a couple of bills over in the State House right now in the General Assembly, one of which, guys, would actually criminalize the local officers for not participating in the enforcement of the federal laws. So they would make the local cop that's out here on a beat serving our neighborhoods a criminal for not enforcing laws that they're not able to enforce. And so what we said today is tap the brakes, folks. Let's get our legislators and our governor to slow down this deliberative process and make sure we get this right. Here's the key point, Nigel, that I think goes to what you were saying. The real information sharing would come from a local officer if they made an arrest on a crime, an act of violence that's a state law violation. And then there's probable cause that the person, the suspect, is here illegally. The burden then shifts to the jail or the detention facility who confirms that information upon arrest, that they then notify ICE to determine if there needs to be a detention to occur.
And that seems that seems to not be happening in some of these liberal, bigger sanctuary cities, if I understand that correctly.
Well, that could be a question. Just remember, in Indiana,
Yes.
sanctuary cities are outlawed
Yes,
by law.
absolutely.
So I can't speak necessarily to that. I do think it will
understand.
raise the question. If we maintain what the past practice has been and the current practice is, if a sheriff of a county would decide to thumb their nose and violate federal law by not reporting under their requirement, that's a whole separate ballgame, and that would need to be addressed.
Chatting with Rick Snyder. He is the president of the Fraternal Order of Police, Lodge 86. He joins us here on the Hammer and Nigel show. Rick, it feels like right now there's a lot of line crossing, a little line blurring, if you will, between federal and local. IMPD puts out this statement today. You have a press conference because maybe members in the community don't understand the difference between ICE agents and police officers. That's kind of what I'm talking about here. But even at a super local level, again, I've spoken with people that I trust very much, and they're telling me there's a lot of influence from the mayor's office here in Indianapolis with some of the policy at IMPD in regards to the way we're getting information, like possibly doctoring some of the homicide numbers. I've heard this from a couple different people that I trust very much. I just want to get your thoughts on all of that.
Okay, so changing gears to the homicide statistics, I've been very public in saying this. We've got to make sure that as a community, we stay focused on overall homicides. What you're seeing and hearing from the mayor's office, the chief's office, and others is a shift to focusing on quote-unquote criminal homicides, meaning that a homicide, which is a death caused by another person, was done in a criminal manner. What we have said is we need to stay focused on overall homicides that also include self-defense incidents, police action shootings, all those kinds of things, because even when they're lawful homicides, self-defense homicides, they are still the result of an act of violence.
Right.
And if we stop accounting for that and focusing on that, we're going to lose track of the true context of violence that's occurring in our community.
It's what we've always used, right, Rick?
Look,
Isn't that the number we've always used? Like, the first thing I thought of when I heard this story is this is just an attempt from the mayor to make the homicide total look lower so he can do a victory lap, because the last thing he wants to include are armed citizens, thanks to right to carry, protecting themselves.
Well, I think the point is this. If he wants to champion the fact that criminal homicides are going down, great. We applaud that as well. But you also have to acknowledge that the self-defense homicides are going up. And had the self-defense homicide not occurred, it very well would have been a criminal homicide that took place. And so, again, you have to stay focused on we need to bring overall violence, overall homicides down, not just below that 200 number, but we should have a visionary statement and agreement as a community that says we want to be below 100 overall homicides in the city of Indianapolis because it's doable and we've done it before.
Rick, last thing here before we let you go. We got about 60 seconds left here. For those who did not get a chance to hear the press conference, one more time, just the Cliff's Notes of why you had to have a presser today.
Yeah, we just want to make sure that we have local officers enforcing local and state laws, federal officers enforcing federal laws. At the same time, we made this clear that we have to get back to basics on supporting and encouraging lawful immigration. We said we must first secure the border, then focus on public safety threats, national security threats, and known fugitives who have already been ordered out of the country but have yet to leave. That needs to be the focus. And at the same time, we should not be doing anything to harbor or conceal illegal immigrants or obstruct or impair the rightful, lawful actions of federal law enforcement officers. But it is them that need to be taking those steps, not the local beat cop.
He is the president of the Fraternal Order of Police, Lodge 86. That is Rick Snyder. Rick, as always, we love it when you join this show. And tell your staff, tell your officers, be safe and God bless.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Matt Baer is back in the traffic center.
Yeah, Hammer, we're checking this out right now on camera. It's a nasty-looking crash going from northbound 65 to 38th Street. 38th Street Kessler is what you'll eventually peel off into. And right now, the ramp is barely open. Traffic's getting through on a smidge of the Gore Point. We're doing it slowly. It is tricky, and this exit right now is backed up onto the interstate. So it is a mess there. You can peel off early at MLK, exit early, or you can go on up to 38th Street Guyan Road and take a crack at that, but that's also an exit a little further up the road after the crash. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage for a limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
22 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. We got a fun show for you. We're going to have a good time today. Stick around. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five. Yeah.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Ooh, up top, bike shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messethorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Jewelry Gram, it's your friends at Shane Company here to remind you that Valentine's Day is Friday, February 14th. It's the most romantic day of the year to give and get fine jewelry. We have expertly crafted gifts for every type of sweetheart. For the one, we'll help you propose with the dream engagement ring. Come see our wide selection of hand-picked natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. In stock and ready to compare side by side right here in our store. Or maybe you'll fall in love with the natural, colorful gemstone. At Shane Company, we're known for our sapphires in every color of the rainbow. We have options for every style and budget. Get creative and design a custom necklace with meaningful charms, including 14-karat gold letters, engravable hearts, and birthstones. Our mother-of-pearl heart-shaped collection makes a perfect gift that's ready to give. At Shane Company, love is always in the air with our unmatched free lifetime warranty, everyday competitive prices, and no-pressure shopping experience. Come see us in-store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Judge Napolitano here. Can you believe the chaos we're facing today? Government is out of control, spending is out of control, and the dollar is dying. It's just a matter of time until digital money replaces cash. It's coming fast. So you need to get educated in other ways to invest and preserve the wealth you already have. Start now by calling Lear Capital at 800-927-2400. Get their free report, The Tipping Point. Learn what rising debt and a digital dollar could mean for your retirement. Do what I did. Buy gold from Lear Capital to protect your wealth. Over 25 years experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, and a 24-hour risk-free purchase guarantee. Lear is whom I trust when I buy gold. Get the report and up to $15,000 in bonus gold with a qualifying purchase. Call 800-927-2400. That's 800-927-2400. 800-927-2400.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Maintenance is going to drastically increase the efficiency and performance of your system. It's also going to significantly improve the longevity of it. People think that they are saving money by skipping their maintenance, and in reality, they're just shaving years off the life and increasing the consumption of that unit, spending a lot more in the long term.
Get your tune-up today at Family Heating and Air, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's our us. When dreams don't get in, that's our us.
I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
So this story about the pizza delivery guy in Brownsburg is kind of getting national attention now.
It's all over the place, yeah.
And Connor Stefanoff joins us right now. He was the delivery driver for Rockstar Pizza in Brownsburg. Connor, what's up, brother? What's going on?
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me on.
You got it. So tell me if I've got the story right here. You had a delivery during that heavy snowstorm that we had here a couple weeks back, and you went out to deliver pizzas. You walked like half a mile in the snow because like a road was closed or something, and you made your delivery because that's what you do. It was a $40 order. And how much of a tip did you get?
$2.
$2. $2.
Two singles. Wow.
Now, this is where it gets a little interesting. How did this story go viral, Connor?
So when I was walking back up this hill or whatever, because I done bust my knee, like just trying to get through the damn snow, but whatever. I walked up the hill, and Officer Craig was there just pretty much filming the accident. And he's pretty much the guy that put me on the map, I guess you could say. And
now, this is the police officer that just happened to be in the neighborhood, Lieutenant Richard Craig, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lieutenant Richard Craig, yeah.
So he saw you trying to deliver these pizzas, and he's probably thinking, is this guy okay? Is he walking for help? What's going on? Does he need help?
He thought I was insane.
So, yeah, take me through your conversation with the officer.
He pretty much came up to me and said, like, what the hell are you doing out here? I said, I'm delivering pizza. And he said no. Like, he didn't believe me at first, as any logical person would. And I ended up showing him, like, the ticket. And he said, get out of here. And, all this happened. So, yeah.
So he saw that you delivered a $40 pizza and only received a $2 tip. What happened after that?
He pretty much filmed it, I guess. I really didn't care. I was just trying to get home, get out the way, And he went to his SUV, whatever, and he ended up giving me like $15 in cash.
Okay, awesome. So this officer records a video and puts it out there, basically finger-wagging the community. If you're going to order a pizza in these awful conditions and you're making this dude walk in the snow, be better than a $2 tipper. This officer does this video and it starts blowing up on social media, right?
Right.
When did you find out that this video was starting to gain some traction?
Like like 2 weeks ago. I remember my grandma came in my room at like 10 telling me about it, and I kind of shrugged her off because I was like half asleep. So I kind of said, okay, whatever. And like the whole GoFundMe wasn't even on my mind that day. It was really the football games, but yeah.
Right. So he sets up a GoFundMe for you because he felt bad for you. And last time I checked, this thing was a monster. Do you know what the total is right now, Connor?
I think it's 32, approaching 33.
$33,000. That's what
$33,000 tip. Yeah,
people have kicked in and donated. Now, we mentioned earlier this story is gaining national attention. Who are some of the folks that have reached out to you?
Inside Edition, and just like a handful like local news stations. But the big one is Inside Edition, I guess. And I guess you guys as well. And apparently some news station over in Germany picked up my stuff.
It's hilarious.
That caught me off guard so much.
What's going to happen with the $32,000? Is that all yours? Or are you going to split it with your coworkers? How does something like that work? Or have you decided yet?
I was going to split it with my coworkers, but they screwed that up. But
what? How did they screw it up?
They're letting this money change them, believe it or not. But, anyway.
Well, technically, it's not their money. You're the one that walked in the snow and had to deal with all this crap. Like, maybe they should pump the brakes on this is our money.
That's what I'm trying to say, but, Anyway, pretty much it's going to go to helping me and my grandma with the bills because, like, we're pretty much, like, I'm always having to help out with them, and this money is just going to pretty much make sure, like, we got the bills covered, and that I'll have extra to finally get a car because I used her car and she didn't even wanted me to drive that day. And then if I have enough, I guess I'll try to go to college.
Any ill will at the customer that only tipped $2 on a $40 pizza? I mean, is there any sort of thinking in your mind, well, maybe this person couldn't totally afford an expensive tip? Maybe they were hungry and they didn't know what to do, and this is all they could afford. I'm just kind of, I'm playing devil's advocate here at this point, Connor.
I mean, they were in a affluent neighborhood or whatever Officer Craig said it was. So, yeah, no. But
okay. All right.
But if I just say one thing, thanks, man.
Yeah. That's true, because you wouldn't get $33,000 if it wasn't for the cheap asses that lived there.
Right?
Well, man, this is a wild story. Have your bosses said anything to you, the management at Rockstar Pizza? How have they been with all of this?
They've been great. I mean, the manager's been open to all sorts of press. He's not even a camera guy, but he's been open to everything. It's great. It's great.
And Rockstar's a staple in the Brownsburg community, right?
Yeah.
Been around for a long time.
Yes.
Well, Connor, man, I'm glad that you're getting taken care of here by somebody. It might not have been that house, but the community coming together, the police officer who kind of went out of his way to get you some attention. And again, if you have any questions what to do with that $32,000, just ask your old man which team to bet it on this weekend. And
trust me. FollowNeverFade.com, everyone.
There you go. Hey, Connor, man, best of luck to you. And have fun with that cash.
Thank you guys. And if anyone wants to donate, the GoFundMe is still up, and any donation helps.
Support Rockstar Pizza Drivers. Dedication is the name of it. Connor, thanks, brother.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a good one.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, guys, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, what an amazing deal going on. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. That's right. For every 2 windows you buy, you'll get the next 2 more absolutely free. That's right. For every 2 windows you buy, you'll get the next 2 more absolutely free with no limit and 36 months of no interest financing. That's 3 years to pay for your windows without a single cent of interest. Plus, if you've already received a quote from another company, bring it to Universal Windows Direct and they'll beat it. That's their commitment to giving you the best quality and value for your home. Now, some restrictions might apply, so call Universal Windows Direct today at 317-659-7574, 317-659-7574 to get all the details and schedule your free in-home estimate. or visit universalwindowsdirect.com. universalwindowsdirect.com. 317-659-7574. Tell them Rob sent you.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Getting the cops involved. 21 degrees and sunny on the circle. Your radar's clear. Tonight's low drops to about 18. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:31. A bill that would require local law enforcement to tip off the federal government when they arrest people suspected of being in the country illegally was passed by a Senate committee Thursday. This woman, Carolina Castoreno, believes it falls into the category of racial profiling.
We can say all we want that it is not based on race, but we know that the majority of people in this country associate undocumented status with people who look like me and who are darker.
One man from Crown Point disagreed, claiming it prevents violent people from being released back into the community. This all happened the same day IMPD's police chief said his department has no authority to enforce federal immigration laws. A man from Southport who threatened to kill illegal immigrants in a video he posted to TikTok has been charged with intimidation. IMPD says Preston Pickett was arrested after he made those threats earlier this month, claiming to start killing the day that Trump took office. Police also think he has some trouble with the law in his past. Pickett is suspected of threatening to shoot up a car wash in Florida last spring. Former Proud Boys leader Enrique Tarrio has been released from prison courtesy of a President Trump pardon.
People who put their hands on a police officer should get charged with whatever it is, whether it's assault on a police officer, but that's not where the problem in these cases lie. The problem is on these cases lie in the miscarriage of justice and how it was performed in these cases in D.C.
Tarrio was convicted of seditious conspiracy, obstruction of Congress, and obstructing law enforcement. He was given a 22-year sentence before the pardon. And WWE's Royal Rumble's coming to Indianapolis next week. Celeste Ballou with Indiana Sports Corp is expecting a crowd of 65,000 people.
Which WWE is saying is a really great crowd, and we are on pace to break some records with them as well. 50 to 70% of the visitors for this event are from out of market.
It's all happening over at Lucas Oil Stadium February 1st. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:33.
Has the holiday season left you overwhelmed, stressed out, and overweight? Do you feel frustrated when you think about what you need to do to be healthy and feel better? You deserve a simple approach to a stronger, healthier, and more enjoyable life. Exercise Inc. has been helping people in Central Indiana reach their health and fitness goals for 20 years. The approach is simple. Strength train with a certified coach once a week for 20 minutes. Adopt the 9 simple habits you need to follow to change your health and lose weight. Then get out there and enjoy life because you'll be stronger and have more energy and you're going to feel better and you'll lose weight and you'll probably even look better too. And you may even be able to get off of some of those prescription medications. Exercise Inc., Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now in Fishers. The studios are private, no mirrors, no music, and no spandex. Just you and a professional coach working to reach your goals for the new year. Go to exerciseinc.com today to sign up for a free consultation.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
Service today?
Today.
The traffic at 3:34. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Harrison, keeping an eye on this crash on the northwest side. It's on the exit from northbound 65 to 38th Street. It is a cluster. It's the 38th Street that takes you to Kessler Boulevard, and right now the ramp is almost closed. People are squeezing through the Gore Point. We have some police activity right now, and traffic is currently stopped as West 38th Street moves westbound past the quiet crash site. The left lane has reopened. We had one of the wrecked vehicles there, and that is gone. But still, this is a mess here. You can exit early at 29 30th going northbound 65, or you can also peel out later at 38th Street Guyan Road. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies for the afternoon. It is going to be a chilly Friday with highs near 22. We'll fall into the teens later tonight. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hello, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Just a couple of quick hitters. Donald Trump pulled federal security protection for Fauci.
I didn't know we were paying to protect Fauci.
Well, Fauci is one of the highest paid federal employees there is in this country.
I knew he got big money. I just didn't know he had, like, security. Like, you know, if you really sat down and did an audit of some of the ridiculous things that we spend money on, like, you would be disgusted. Like, I like this whole Doge thing. I like what they're trying to do here, but how have they not got to, like, $50 billion yet? Because we just waste money left and right. Fauci having a posse is example here.
Not only that, but Donald Trump, when he was on the campaign trail, his security was underfunded, at least those were the claims. RFK Jr. was denied Secret Service protection at one point. This is a man whose family has been assassinated twice over. His uncle and his dad.
Right.
Assassinated. And this guy is running for president of the United States, and Joe Biden's like, you're good. You don't need Secret Service.
I mean, what are the chances 3 Kennedys get shot?
Come on.
Yeah, it's wild. So Trump basically says, Fauci, you're on your own here, kid. Also, and this is something we talked about a couple weeks back, Joe Biden was trying to ban menthol cigarettes. Now, this is something he's tried to do multiple times.
Weird move. Weird flex for the president.
Like, he was certainly in bed with certain political groups that had skin in the game, right? So he tried to get it done. But the problem is, with Joe Biden, people took that as wildly racist. Because, let's be honest, there's a lot of African Americans that enjoy the flavor of a menthol cig. So when Biden comes out and singles those out, they were like, hey, wait a minute here. What the hell? What's going on?
I used to enjoy a nice menthol every once in a while back in those days when I was, the little DB I was. I only smoke when I drink.
Oh, God, those people.
But yeah, the minty menthol flavor going down my throat was actually quite enjoyable.
When was the last time you had a good old-fashioned cancer stick?
Man, Hammer, I can't remember. Decades? I mean, early 2000s, I really cannot remember.
Now, how often did you smoke?
It wasn't anything where I had to go have I put on a 10-minute long Metallica song and went outside the door and had to suck one down because I was fiending for one. I was never like that. It was usually the Marlboro Lights and the all-white package at Rock Lobster throughout the night while I was drinking.
Okay.
That was the extent.
Did it give off the impression to the opposite sex that this guy's cool? This guy likes to party.
That's the only reason why I did it. So I kind of looked like I thought I was, I looked like Kid Rock almost. That's the way, in my mind, I was looking.
And again, when you were around that age, when you see girls smoking, it goes back to the old adage, if she smokes, she pokes. If she's got one vice, I promise you she's got another one.
Okay.
So, yeah, the executive order has been signed. Biden's ban never really went into effect. It was just in the legislative stage. But Trump was like, you know what? Just take that, rip it off, turn it to the side. We're not doing that. Also, keeping an eye on Capitol Hill, there's this 30-hour window where, I don't want to call it a filibuster, but it's about to expire tonight. And after that 30-hour window expires, we could, in theory, have a vote on Pete Hegseth as Donald Trump's defense head.
There were a couple of procedural things that were holding it up, which included Collins and Murkowski, some squish Republicans, but we'll see what happens here before, hopefully, the end of the weekend.
Right. So those are just a little quick hitters here. I want to do something fun here. Let's do something fun. It's Friday.
Why not?
It's a beer sample Friday. One of our friends, and maybe you know this guy's voice because he filled in for traffic for a number of years here. Dan Levy, bass.
Oh, bass,
is
yeah.
joining us. Dan, what's up, my man?
Gentlemen, how are you?
Oh, there's
Love
that voice.
bass.
Man, between Corbin and Dan, and even you, Nige, I sound like Buddy Hackett up here. I don't have the radio voice. I always have to make sure my content is really good because I sound like a dork, but you guys have like really good radio voices. Our pal Dan here.
At some point, it's just going to sound like a hum. So I'm not really, your voice may actually stand out for the better.
Like get Matt Bear in here too, just to continue the humiliation of me. So you have this little side project you call Barguments. Tell me about Barguments.
I love it.
Barguments is a podcast creation that I have been coming up with forever. And it started out as just having some fun on a podcast, and it has built itself social media, and it is taking on a life of its own. Again, usually the podcast is half interview and just half questions and arguments and things you would have with your buddies at a bar. Should you be drinking some of the Hammer and Nigel booze and drinking some beers with your friends at a barbecue? You throw out a topic and everybody kind of feasts on it. There's no real answers, no real winner, but just some fun discussions, and it can range from anything to the point where it can be sports, politics, it can be favorite food, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, I was going to say, is it mainly fun stuff, or is there ever a bargument on the proper way to end a war in the Middle East?
Well, I was going to say, if people are listening for my opinion on how to bargue that one out, we are really sinking to a new low.
So let's get into a little bargument here.
Let's do one.
You guys have a bunch of topics. You put a bunch out there every day on social media. What's the one we're going to discuss today?
Today we are discussing the worst 80s song to come out of the 1980s. There's so much good music from the 1980s, but there's always that one song that people are like, if I never hear that song again, what's the worst 1980s song of all time?
Okay, and I want to put a caveat on this. It's got to be a song that was popular. People liked it for one reason or the other.
It can't be like a deep cut off of like from Wham or something. It's got to be something that we hear all the time.
Right, not a deep cut from Wham. It's got to be a popular song from Wham.
It's got to hit a billboard. It's got to be a billboard.
So the question is, and again, we want the masses here, the Hamroids, the Nigerians, everybody, the bass heads. You can chime in here at Hammer and Nigel, and we'll open up the phones in just a moment. What is the 80s song that was super popular, everybody loved for one reason or the other, that you thought was awful? Dan, let's start with you. This is your topic. What was your answer?
Well, to be honest, I've did a lot of research on this. There's been magazine articles and all kinds of different lists where people said that they can never hear this song again. For me, there are two that are like nails on a chalkboard. Number one, Tainted Love.
Soft
that
Cell.
Song, I hear that song so much on the radio, so much everywhere, even in commercials. If I never hear that song again, it would be too soon.
Okay, so I'm going to come in here right at the end. 1989 still counts as the 80s. It's an 80s song, 1989, Love Shack. Oh, my God.
Really?
There's nothing worse than when you walk into a bar and a group of chicks having a bachelorette party are either singing along with the jukebox or whatever's playing, or, heaven forbid, it's karaoke night. Hearing those cackling women yell "Tin Roof Rusted," it's the worst thing in the world.
I will throw a little bit of a carrot in that one. Just like what Nigel was saying with the smoking the cigarettes. That was the song when I was single and I would go to karaoke. I could do that guy's voice and I could flirt with a girl and go, hey, do you want to duet this song with me? And we instantly had that moment. Like when you're smoking a cigarette, when I smoked, it was because I saw hot girls out there and it gave me the excuse to like, hey, can I bum one? Can I grab, do you want to borrow my lighter?
Dan, when you do that voice, she didn't want to go home with you.
Love Shack was my in.
Dan, when you do that voice, she wasn't interested in going home with you. You were about to be the gay friend. You understand that, right?
Hey, the gay friend gets to go home. What
Who
happens
knows?
after that is negotiation at that point.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's negotiating. At that point, let's negotiate.
And are we taking calls too? Are we going to take calls on this?
Yeah, 239-9393.
Let me get to mine real quick. We'll take a break. But mine, no question, hands down, early 80s, Mickey, Tony Basil. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind.
Yes.
Hey, Mickey, you make me want to blow my brains out. Mickey. Oh, I hate that song. It was number 1 on the U.S. charts for like a week. It reached number 6 on the VH1 Top 100 80s videos, one-hit wonders. I can't stay. It was in the early 80s, like 1982. Mickey, you're so fine. Put me out of my misery.
And I used to be an imaging director, a production guy for a classic hit station here in Chicago. And every time we did the one-hit wonder weekend, that was like the first one to like go into the montage of, do you remember one-hit wonders?
Starting to get sick to my stomach as we speak.
All right, so we're going to open it up here. Let's get this thing rolling. What was a popular song in the 80s? Not some obscure piece of crap, something that was popular that you just can't stand, and you have to give us a reason why. 239-9393. And as for Mr. Levy here, Mr. Bass, where can we find more Barguments?
You can go on Facebook and type in Barguments. It is a growing community, and there's all kinds of fun ones just like this that you can get involved in. And if you want to listen to the podcast, we have tons of episodes, tons of cool episodes with a lot of really cool musicians, rappers, athletes, all kinds of people. And Hammer and Nigel, you guys are coming on soon too.
Yeah.
But you can get Barguments the podcast wherever you download your podcasts.
All right, my man. We'll talk next week.
Cool. See you guys.
All right, your calls up next. 80 songs that you absolutely hate that people love for whatever reason. And I was looking at the list of Barguments here. There's a lot of options because the 80s were pretty quirky when it comes to music, right?
Just a little bit quirky is a really good word.
You had hair bands, you had boy bands, you had like European stuff going on. It was an interesting time. Jerry Curl, and that started to fade out into like gangster rap.
Speaking of Jerry Curl, I just thought of one. Party All the Time.
Eddie Murphy.
When Eddie kind of dipped his toes into that. I think he got up around in the mid-'80s to about number 8 on the Hot 100 charts.
Correct.
Awful song.
Do you remember the other quote-unquote hit that Eddie Murphy had? Didn't come anywhere near that. It was kind of the follow-up.
Was it more of a soft song?
Yes,
like a
it
love
was.
song?
Kind of.
Oh, come on. No, you're going to have to help me out here or give me at least a little bit of a hint.
Mouth. It was a song called Put Your Mouth on Me.
No, I would not have come up with that.
Like, 80s were the era where, like, actors all thought they could sing. Because you had Eddie Murphy. You had Don Johnson doing Heartbeat. Remember that? Heartbeat!
Bruce Willis.
The return of Bruno. Patrick Swayze. She's out of my league.
But Patrick Swayze could swing. Let's all be honest with each other here. She's like the wind.
Yeah. Now, that song is ruined for me because of my friend Bob. Coach Bob now. He, for years, thought that the lyrics were, I feel her breasts in my face, not her breath in my face. All right, we've been trying to stretch for a long time here, Corbin. Can we take a break here? Are the computers fixed? All right, we'll try to get some calls in next if we can.
It's tax time, and tax time is your time to buy a new Nissan and get double your tax refund or down payment only at Andy Moore Nissan of Indianapolis. For a limited time, when you buy any new Nissan, Andy Moore Nissan will double your tax refund or down payment up to $5,000. That means your $1,000 becomes $2,000. Your $2,000 becomes $4,000. Your $4,000 becomes $8,000. This month only, Andy Moore Nissan will double your down payment up to $10,000. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Good credit, bad credit, even no credit. Our credit experts will get you approved with the best terms, with as little as $0 down on any new Nissan in stock. Andy Moore Nissan is making deals other dealers won't and approving deals other dealers can't. Andy Moore Nissan, 4302 Lafayette Road, Indianapolis, Indiana.
20 2025, new year, maybe a new home? If you're ready to get started building your dream home, take a look at what Joyner Homes can do for you. Joyner Homes will be at the Indianapolis Home Show from January 17th through the 26th in booth number 459. This is a great opportunity for you to learn more about their streamlined custom home building process and meet the team members who will work directly with you throughout the entire home building journey. Your dream home made simple with Joyner Homes. JoynerHomes.com.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, it's our 98th annual New Year's sale. Save 50% off on all Lazy Boy and Indiana-made Smith Brothers of Bern, plus an extra 15% off when you pay cash or get 3 years interest-free financing. Every sofa, sectional recliner is on sale only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus with free delivery.
You have a GPS to keep you from getting lost driving around Indianapolis. But where's the GPS for your financial planning? What keeps you from getting off course? Matt Bear here. Hey, traffic. The fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth can safely guide you into a tailor-made portfolio that's attuned to your hopes and dreams. Schedule your complimentary consultation by calling 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. The financial team at Trajan Wealth knows one size does not fit all when it comes to financial planning and are ready to collaborate with you in designing a plan intended to protect, maintain, and grow your financial portfolio. And there are no limitations on the products they can offer, meaning full-on customization. It's really nice. Call Trajan Wealth and meet the team, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
In almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it is a one and done. Because we don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
AdventNows.com. You have a GPS to keep you from getting lost driving around Indianapolis. But where's the GPS for your financial planning? What keeps you from getting off course? Matt Bear here. Hey, traffic. The fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth can safely guide you into a tailor-made portfolio that's attuned to your hopes and dreams. Schedule your complimentary consultation by calling 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. The financial team at Trajan Wealth knows one size does not fit all when it comes to financial planning and are ready to collaborate with you in designing a plan intended to protect, maintain, and grow your financial portfolio. And there are no limitations on the products they can offer, meaning full-on customization. It's really nice. Call Trajan Wealth and meet the team, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
A diagnosis of Alzheimer's can make it a struggle to communicate with loved ones. This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. In a moment, I've got a tip which often helps that will be music to your ears. Don't go away.
Cardon and Associates offers the finest senior living options tailored to your loved one's needs. Reservations are now being accepted for new apartments at Copper Trace in Westfield. Visit cardon.com.
A growing number of studies show the power of music's role in those living with Alzheimer's. The next time a loved one seems to be tuned out, gently place headphones on them or simply turn on one of their favorite songs. Watch their eyes light up and don't be surprised if they sing along or start chatting about the tune. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access a library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
B is offering one bath remodel for as low as $99 a month or get 2 bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
It's a new year. It's time to get your home zero-resified. Call Zero Res and take 24% off all services for this month. Book online anytime at ZeroResIndy.com.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
Matt Bear, what's up?
Crash Speedway, Crawfordsville Road at Cunningham Road. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. Matt Bear at WIBC Traffic.
22 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Look, Fat, here's the deal. We had a major technical malfunction just a moment ago. Everything froze up on poor Corbin over here.
That happens. It's okay.
So we were trying to stall until it got fixed. It took a while. We do not have time for your calls today.
Oh.
I hate that. I
Come
know.
on.
Hit us up on social media. We'll do this again next Friday. Hopefully no gremlins next Friday. We'll have another bargument, but I kind of like doing this. I think it's kind of a fun Friday thing. Top stories next.
Where can you kick off the new year with big savings on gig speed? Only with Xfinity, now through January 30th. Get gig internet at home for $25 a month for 1 year when you add an unlimited mobile line, which connects you to gig speed Wi-Fi on the road. Act fast today and save more than $650 over AT&T and Verizon in your first year. Plus, hurry and take advantage because right now you can also get a free 5G phone with trade-in. So save big and stay connected to what you love with fast gig speed internet and mobile. From home to hotspots, this new year, it's all about gig speeds and big savings. Don't wait and get gig speed internet. Spend less green and switch to Xfinity. Go to Xfinity.com/gig savings to learn more. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Savings compared to Verizon Fiber Gig Plus 1 Unlimited Welcome Line and AT&T Fiber Gig Plus 1 Unlimited Starter Line. Xfinity internet required. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Hammer and Nigel here. It's a new year. Time to keep that promise of getting your testosterone levels checked. Lacking energy, muscle mass, or have low libido? Could be low T. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer. Nobody matches the experts at Low T Center. And don't settle for a standard dosage TRT plan.
For current patients, Low T Center offers $150 referral credits when you refer a new patient. LowTCenter.com to book that appointment right now. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Planning to propose this Valentine's Day? Shane Company has your back. Our easy process to create your dream engagement ring is rock solid. 1, pick your ring setting. 2, choose your center stone. 3, personalize it. With our wide selection of beautiful settings and hand-picked diamonds and gemstones, all at competitive prices, your ring will be as unique as your love story. We'll hand-set your ring in our jeweler's workshop right here in our store and protect it with our free lifetime warranty. Walk in with a dream, walk out with the ring that will take their breath away. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Blood, sweat, tears. At Bill Estes, we know it takes hard work and years of doing the right thing to build a business people can depend on. That's why we don't make empty promises and expect your trust. Estes earns it. From Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas to Ram 1500s and Chevy Silverados, we have the trucks you'll love at prices you can believe in. But don't just take our word for it. Your trust means something. Estes earns it. BillEstes.com.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Your local news coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The White House just confirming President Trump plans to sign an executive order today, creating a task force to review how FEMA operates, which could lead to revamping or ending the agency. This as he visits part of North Carolina still struggling with damage from Hurricane Helene.
President Trump said he couldn't yet say how much disaster aid he would ask for North Carolina, but said he was focused on getting people hot running water as there's still so much damage from Hurricane Helene.
The federal government will be surging housing solutions to the state that go beyond mere temporary hotel stays that ended up being very short term. The government wouldn't do it any longer, which is ridiculous.
He invited different residents who've lost their homes to speak. One woman said fellow citizens from other states have been helping.
Texas, Indiana, Oklahoma, people from all over. We have not received any help, like from the government, anything.
The president said he'd also sign an executive order that would reduce regulations and permitting required to build roads.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. The president also visiting Southern California today for a wildfire briefing. Vice President Vance at the annual March for Life with this message for pro-life activists pardoned by President Trump.
This administration stands by you. We stand with you.
The pardoned activists were convicted of blocking clinic entrances. Today, the new Justice Department Chief of Staff is ordering new restrictions on those kinds of prosecutions. Target becomes the latest major U.S. chain to scale back diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, describing it as a next chapter in the company's longstanding efforts to create inclusive work and guest environments that welcome all. Walmart, McDonald's, and Ford also among the well-known brands that have phased out or reduced DEI commitments in recent months. Stocks retreat, the Dow down 140 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Getting police involved. Sunny and 22 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Nothing worth worrying about on your radar. It's completely clear. 18 degrees is likely the low tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. State lawmakers could pass a bill that would ask local police to turn people into the federal government who are in the country illegally. A Senate committee approved it yesterday. Resident Carolina Castoreno, believes the bill has more to do with the color of someone's skin.
And so this is going to give a green light for racial profiling. It is going to stigmatize our community even further and cause irreparable harm.
Supporters of the bill say law enforcement would only notify the government once someone's arrested for a felony or misdemeanor. IMPD Police Chief Chris Bailey said yesterday his officers do not ask about immigration status during routine investigations, and they don't have the authority to enforce federal immigration laws. President Trump recently determined that immigration officers can arrest people at places like churches and schools. Sasha Nixon reports on some Indiana school districts that aren't too pleased.
Indianapolis Public Schools says it is committed to fostering a safe, inclusive, and welcoming environment for all students and families, regardless of immigration status. Fort Wayne Community Schools are among others telling parents that they will not share anyone's immigration status with authorities. They want students and families to feel safe and welcome at school. Sasha Nixon, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Threatening to kill illegal immigrants on TikTok's a good way to get yourself thrown in jail. John Herrick reports on a man from Southport.
This story contains language you might find offensive. IMPD arrested Preston Pickett on January 16th. His first court hearing was Friday morning. They say they discovered comments Pickett made on TikTok, including, "I say you are all illegal and I'm shooting on sight. And you are all illegal on my land, and I'm ready for hunting season on you terrorists." Investigators think Pickett was also behind an anonymous phone call to the Marion County Prosecutor's Office in November of 2023 by saying he would shoot employees as they walked out to their cars. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
It should warm up to the 30s this weekend, and that's likely to continue next week.
And that could persist through the end of the week, so 40 has never felt so good. It's going to feel great compared to 0 degrees.
Cody Moore with the National Weather Service. Still cold, but much better than those negative wind chills from earlier in the week. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
If you need to sell your home, if you need to buy a new home, if you need to do both, the only local real estate expert I would trust is Mark Deedle. Here's what Greg in Franklin had to say. My tenant moved out of my investment property, and I was ready to sell. I heard about Mark on the radio, and everything they say is true. In 15 days on the market, I had a cash offer I wanted on the property. Selling with Mark Deedle was fast, easy, and profitable.
Mark Deedle is the best in the business because of the guarantee. Mark Deedle guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That is what separates Mark Deedle from the competition. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Call Mark Deedle today. At least start a conversation. 317-755-4232, or go to markdeedle.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdeedle.com.
The traffic on the 5s at 4:05. How are the roads looking, Matt Bear?
Harrison, we just ran into trouble on the east side. It's a breakdown on northbound 465 at Penn Pike, blocking a center lane and slowing traffic almost to I-70. That's already a 10-minute delay. A crash coming southbound 69 on the exit to 465. The ramps are open, still slow back to 96. Eastbound 465 has stopped. Keystone Avenue over to the Bend, 31-minute delay. Northbound 65 crash on the exit to 38th Street, Kessler Boulevard. The left lane of the exit ramp is blocked. Inbound 65 stop and go traffic 29th to Meridian Penn for a 5-minute delay, and eastbound 70 slows from Harding to Meridian, Illinois. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage for a limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping and code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We're tracking a weekend warm-up. Temperatures in the teens overnight. Tomorrow warming to the upper 30s under mostly cloudy skies, scattered flurries, and gusty winds in the afternoon forecast. I'm Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist Ashley Brown on 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. President Trump making some visits around the country today. Going to be in California later, rumored to be meeting with Governor Gavin Newsom to discuss the L.A. wildfires. Trump has never confirmed that, though. Previous encounters between Gavin Newsom and Donald Trump have been cordial. Sometimes they've even gotten along and said they are on the record saying nice things about each other. So we have that, and he was also in North Carolina as well today.
Correct. But before all of that,
yes,
he was departing the White House.
Right.
And we got something that we have missed very much on this program. A good old-fashioned, God-fearing chopper presser, Nige.
Oh, my dear Lord.
They are back.
It's been about 4 years, right? 3 or 4 years?
So if you don't know what a chopper presser is, this is where Marine One starts firing up the blades, the press is around, and everybody's just screaming at each other, but nobody can hear.
Donald Trump, what are you going to do to the southern border? How are the deportations taking place?
What?
The deportations.
Say it.
Will you be deporting entire families?
I can't understand you with that accent. There's a chopper raging.
Oh, man. Boy, God bless you. He already couldn't understand you because, as you said, the chopper was blazing. But if you had any sort of accent and you were trying to communicate with the president while Marine One was operating in the background, you were in trouble.
Here's a little flashback, a little trip down memory lane of what it's like to have a chopper presser.
Say it louder. You have to speak up. Speak up. You have to talk up. We have a helicopter. What'd you say? I don't hear you. What? Did I what? Did I what? Do I what? Say it again, louder. You're competing with a helicopter. Say it. 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 Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. My hearing is great, but you have a helicopter that's raging back there.
My favorite, the absolute best, is when he actually has to point out to the press. He points behind him and say, yeah, there's a helicopter back there, as if they don't already know that.
Oh, that's what it is. Son of a.
He will literally kind of turn around. Yeah, you have a helicopter back there. You're going to have to speak up.
First new chopper presser in a while. Here is Donald Trump talking about the two big visits he's got lined up today.
We're going to get it fixed up. Should have been done months ago from the hurricane that took place almost 4 months ago. North Carolina's been treated very badly, so we're stopping there, and we're going to then go to Los Angeles and take a look at a fire that could have been put out if they let the water flow, but they didn't let the water flow, and they still haven't for whatever reason.
So that takes Donald Trump into the next question. It was a follow-up by a reporter who, again, screaming at him to be louder than the chopper. Will you be meeting with Gavin Newsom?
I don't know. Is he going? Is he going? I don't know. I mean, I really don't. You know, because if he's going to be there, it would be cheaper, but I didn't invite him. Somebody did.
I mean,
I didn't invite him.
I mean, he never heard from my office, but I guess if he's going to be there, fine. But I didn't invite him.
And last one before he got aboard Marine One and took the trip out of the White House, somebody yelled at him the question about Pete Hegseth, his choice to be the leader of the Department of Defense. Do you think he's going to get confirmed? Do you have the votes?
Huh? You what? He's a good man. I don't know what's going to happen. You never know in those things, but Pete's a very, very good man. I hope he makes it. I hope he makes it. I was very surprised that Collins and Murkowski would do that. And, of course, Mitch is always a no vote, I guess. It's Mitch a no vote? How about Mitch?
Yeah, well, Collins and Murkowski, I don't know how in the world he could ever have been surprised by their no vote or non-vote or saying they're not going to vote for him or do some sort of procedural thing that will impede the vote.
How does Murkowski constantly win in Alaska? Because Alaska was a state that went pretty big for Donald Trump. I think he won by like 12 or 13% in that state. It's a red state. Collins, I get. She has to kind of be a squish. She's from a very blue state, but somehow as a Republican, she won. She's kind of like Manchin, right? The opposite side of what Manchin used to have to do. But Alaska was pretty comfortable Trump.
Sarah Palin, for God's sake, ran the place.
Why does this woman keep getting reelected? It seems like she's always a problem. She had no problem putting through a lot of the Democrat nominees the last couple of years.
Zero problem.
But when it comes to Republican nominees, she voted against Kavanaugh, and now she's a hard no against Pete Hegseth. So once Donald Trump did get to North Carolina, again, taking a tour of the area that was ravaged by the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, he had another press conference. Now, this one, more traditional, indoors, no raging chopper.
No, that's a shame.
But it sounds like FEMA is on borrowed time.
I'll also be signing an executive order to begin the process of fundamentally reforming and overhauling FEMA, or maybe getting rid of FEMA. I think, frankly, FEMA is not good. I think when you have a problem like this, I think you want to go and, whether it's a Democrat or Republican governor, you want to use your state to fix it and not waste time calling FEMA. And then FEMA gets here and they don't know the area. They've never been to the area, and they want to give you rules that you've never heard about. They want to bring people that aren't as good as the people you already have. And FEMA's turned out to be a disaster. And you could go back a long way. You could go back to Louisiana. You could go back to some of the things that took place in Texas. It turns out to be the state that ends up doing the work. It just complicates it. I think we're going to recommend that FEMA go away. And we pay directly. We pay a percentage to the state. But the state should fix this. If the state did this from the beginning, it would have been a lot better situation. I think you guys agree with that, right?
Yeah, I mean, FEMA, the people that were affected in North Carolina by those hurricanes, all on record, not all, but I mean, we could play clip after clip after clip and then talking about how I'd much rather count on my neighbors and local law enforcement and local first responders than the federal response, because we weren't getting anything from them except maybe like a $700 check to hold us over.
For the houses that got actually checked. They had a little scandal there for a while where the houses that had a Donald Trump election sign in their yard might be skipped over, which is disgusting and gross, especially when you're talking about life and death type situations here. Hey, man, our bowling event it is selling like wildfire. Red, white, and bold, presented by Jack Daniels. It's going to be on a Beer Sample Friday, February 28th, which means Beer Sample Friday, Jack Daniels coming together to give each other an awesome high five like Carl Weathers and Schwarzenegger. February 28th.
A Predator reference?
Yes, it is. Man, we're going to have a good time. We're raising money for Hoosier veterans.
That's it. That's the key. Hoosier vets. Can't go wrong.
Buy your tickets right now at the events page of WIBC.com. If you got paid today, strike while the iron's hot and while lanes and tickets are available. You can buy a full lane of 6 people, or if you and a buddy just want to go, we'll find a spot for you.
Sure.
We'll put you on a team or something. Individual tickets on sale, whatever you want. WIBC.com/ look for the events page at WIBC.com. Hiatus Tequila, Nige, the Hammer and Nigel brand. That's another thing that's selling pretty well right now.
Pretty well.
As of yesterday, I think there were just 80 bottles left for the entire shipment here. So I don't know what the number is today. But again, if you got paid, do not wait. If you want one of these bottles, Hammer and Nigel Show Tequila, where can we get it?
Any Ale Emporium location, Greenwood, Fishers, and Castleton. You actually have to walk into the bar and ask for it. You can ask for a drink. You can ask for a cocktail. You can ask for a shot, or you can ask for the entire bottle. They will sell you the entire bottle. It is delicious. It is one of those things where you can sip on it, you can mix it, you could do anything with it.
All right. So, Matt Baer, do we have any major, serious issues out there right now?
You can wash your hair in it.
With Matt Baer?
Sure. With the tequila.
No, Matt, do we have any issues?
No, we're good right now.
All right, so Corbin, kill this. In honor of the first chopper presser of the 47th President of the United States, cue it up. Let's do a little bear in the air here, shall we?
Oh, man.
Fire that chopper up, Corbin. All right, in the WIBC chopper right now is Matt Baer.
Hammer eastbound 465 is stopped. Keystone Avenue to I-60.
Say it.
Say it. There's a helicopter raging in the background right now. We're crashing Speedway. Crawfordsville Road. I'm exhausted.
That's what I was waiting for right there.
Too old for this.
Go ahead and finish.
Crawfordsville Road and Cunningham Road crash in Speedway. The crash cleared northbound 65 to 38th Street, Kessler Boulevard. North side eastbound 465 stop traffic from Keystone Avenue past Allisonville Road. That's a 36-minute delay right now. Eastbound 70 stop and go Harding to Meridian, Illinois for a 3-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Audible. If you're stuck in traffic, why not tap into your well-being with Audible audiobooks, podcasts, and originals? Hear expert insight on health, relationships, finance, and more. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
22 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Get your butts to the YouTube page and hit that like button. I think we need about 50 more at this point to get us to 100.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys know what to do. It's the weekend. Some of you got paid. If you don't hit like, you're going to have a bad weekend. But if you do hit like, you may win the lottery and get lucky this weekend. I'm just saying. WIBC's YouTube stream. Give us a like. Is This Anything? Next.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man. High five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Ooh, up top, Bike Shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Hammer and Nigel Tequila by Hiatus, exclusively available at Ale Emporium.
Hammer and Nigel's Tequila by Hiatus is handcrafted for connoisseurs. This is the good stuff, and you better hurry. Get to an Ale Emporium location near you. Greenwood, Fishers, or Castleton. Hammer and Nigel's Tequila by Hiatus must be 21 to purchase.
Judge Napolitano here. Can you believe the chaos we're facing today? Government is out of control, spending is out of control, and the dollar is dying. It's just a matter of time until digital money replaces cash. It's coming fast. So you need to get educated in other ways to invest and preserve the wealth you already have. Start now by calling Lear Capital at 800-927-2400. Get their free report, The Tipping Point. Learn what rising debt and a digital dollar could mean for your retirement. Do what I did. Buy gold from Lear Capital to protect your wealth. Over 25 years experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, and a 24-hour risk-free purchase guarantee. Lear is whom I trust when I buy gold. Get the report and up to $15,000 in bonus gold with a qualifying purchase. Call 800-927-2400. That's 800-927-2400. 800-927-2400.
Window Nation changing things up a little bit, mixing it up with a 60% deal until the end of January. 60% off all window styles, plus you pay nothing with no interest for 2 years if your heating bills are through the roof, and they are, according to national experts, up to 23%. If the cold air is coming in and the warm air is leaking out, you need new Window Nation windows, just like I have at my house.
The previous deal was good. But now until the end of January, this is even better. 60% off all window styles. It was 50, now it's 60 through the end of the month. And that's on top of the fact that you don't pay anything. No interest for 2 years. Call Window Nation. Talk to a representative. Lock this deal in. You don't want to miss it. 866-90-NATION. 866-90-NATION, or go to windownation.com. Whatever you do, make sure you tell them you heard about this deal from Hammer and Nigel.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Stay warm and cozy all winter long with a Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing tune-up. Seasonal wear and tear can take its toll on your furnace. Schedule now. Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, where coming home never felt so good.
The financial advisor industry is a flawed system. Find out how to fight back and protect your retirement on Expedition Retirement. Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
B is offering 1 bath remodel for as low as $99 a month, or get 2 bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Do it.
Big Nige.
Yeah.
Is this anything? A woman has gone viral after telling a little bit of a story about her boys playing with one of their favorite toys, their dead grandpa's ashes.
No.
And they may have eaten them too. Here is Monica Long discovering the empty container that held the ashes.
The boys got Pawpaw. They got him, and they dumped him out all over my carpet, and I didn't realize it was Pawpaw, and I vacuumed him up. They may have eaten some of him, too, because Rami had the cap in his mouth.
I don't know, man. Hey, Hammer, I'm going to say this is something because I think Pawpaw would have thought this was pretty damn funny. Don't
You're probably
you?
right.
I don't know these people. I don't know the context of the relationship. Maybe I'm projecting. I'm thinking if somebody that I was related to, they would think that was funny that their grandkid snorted them off the carpet.
Right. I mean, if given the options of Paw Paw or the buffet at Circus in Vegas, I think I might go with Paw Paw here. I mean, there's probably worse things that kids can put in their mouths.
Well, the Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones, I think he smoked his old man's ashes like on purpose.
Right?
Rolled it into a blunt style type of cigarette and had a go.
That's so weird.
Well, it's fine.
So bizarre.
You think?
Yeah, smoking the ashes of a dead relative. Weird.
Okay. All right. Well, I think you're going out on a limb with that one.
Okay. Is this anything? Assuming that the ban on TikTok was going to be forever, some woman got a tattoo of a gravestone with the TikTok logo on it, and it said 2016 to 2025.
Stop.
Here is her reaction when her friends tell her that, yeah, that ban was only a couple of hours. It's back now.
Wait, TikTok's back. Wait. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I don't know if this is anything. I don't think so. I mean, if you're the kind of woman that immediately runs to the tattoo shop to get a picture of a TikTok gravestone commemorating.
She had to have gotten it quick. It wasn't gone that long.
I know. And I think these are the kind of people that are banned from Spirit Airlines. By the way, if you remember that story we had about Spirit Airlines, how they're no longer allowing crazy tattoos and vulgar T-shirts and things like that.
Right. Is this anything? A man illegally carrying a firearm in Florida was accidentally shot with his own gun when officers were taking it out of his pants. He warned the officers he had a gun on him, and it went off when they were trying to secure it as a precaution. Here is the moment Jason Arrington is asked about his gun, and then the officer, Mindy Cardwell, accidentally shooting him in the leg while trying to get it out.
You got anything crazy in the car? Yeah. What do you got? A gun. All right. Oh, you okay? Put the gun down.
Yeah, this is something. The officer was charged with incompetence and fired.
Oh, no.
The guy the survived the gunshot wound. So the dilemma here is, and some people would excoriate me for just asking the question, should the officer have gotten fired? It wasn't on purpose. It wasn't an accident. The guy did the right thing. The suspect said, hey, look, I have a firearm in my pocket. She's like, all right, I'm going to remove it. Oops, accidentally shot you. And for that, she was fired. I would like to hear from law enforcement on this, I think. At Hammer and Nigel.
Does she have other incidents? Was this just the cherry on the sundae here?
Yeah, a lot of externals, lots of things we don't know, but should she have been fired for trying to carefully extract the gun out of the man's pants?
I feel like if she were really good at her job, if she were officer of the year, they may have said, look, we got to discipline you somehow here. Maybe do some desk work for a little while. I'm wondering if she's been a moron the whole time. And this was their excuse to get her out of there. At Hammer and Nigel.
When you reflect on some of your favorite relationships during the course of your life, the key component is connection. That happens through conversations and spending time with one another. Often people will say they feel far from God. Well, the key to connecting with Him is the same thing. We just call it prayer. Life Church is offering 21 days of prayer, January 5th through 25th at 6:30 p.m. and Saturday mornings. Go to lifechurchin.com for times and locations and connect with God today.
It's here. Thompson Furniture and Mattresses 98th annual New Year's sale. Save 50% off all Lazy Boys and Indiana-made Smith Brothers of Bern, plus an extra 15% off when you pay cash or 3 years interest-free financing. I'm talking every sofa, sectional, recliner. If you're planning ahead looking for some outdoor furniture for later on this spring, it's on sale at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus with free delivery.
Located in Columbus. When everybody else is raising the prices and trying to nickel and dime you with secret charges, Thompson Furniture and Mattress still have free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles of their store in Columbus. It's been owned and operated by the same awesome family since 1927. It's where I got my awesome Tempur-Pedic mattress, our couch, the love seat. These guys support what we do here at Hammer and Nigel Show, so take care of these guys. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 463-251-1912. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 463-251-1912. That's 463-251-1912.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It could change their approach. 22 degrees and sunny downtown. You've got a clear radar. Tonight's low drops to 17. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:30. A committee approved a bill Thursday that would require law enforcement to notify federal investigators when they arrest people suspected of being in the country illegally. Republican Jim Lucas of Seymour is in favor. He says his heart goes out to people who are in the country illegally.
But after years and years and years of horrible federal immigration policy, the states have to deal with this. It's not just the states, it's the local communities that are suffering under the pressure of the open border policy of the past 4 years.
Critics of it say it's only going to lead to racial profiling. You may have heard calls for local police departments to enforce federal immigration policies. NDFOP President Rick Snyder says that's not a good idea.
We've got plenty to do within our own community. Our local officers who are already understaffed, overworked, and overburdened with state crimes, we need to be focusing on that.
Snyder in a news conference earlier today. President Trump is promising that his administration will stand for families and life. In a speech given to anti-abortion activists today, Fox's Jared Halpern reports.
In a pre-recorded video to thousands gathered in Washington for the March for Life, President Trump says his second term will stand against proposals for a federal right to abortion.
We will work to offer a loving hand to new mothers and young families, and we will support adoption and foster care.
Abortion became a lightning rod issue in the election 2 years after a divided Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade abortion protections. As a candidate, President Trump said he would not sign a federal abortion ban, but rather allow each state to set its own course. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Temperatures should warm up to the 30s this weekend, and that's likely to continue next week.
And that could persist through the end of the week. So 40 has never felt so good. It's going to feel great compared to 0 degrees.
Cody Moore with the National Weather Service here in Indianapolis. Not the best day to close the week in the market. The Dow in the red by 140 points, finishing the day at 44,424. The Nasdaq down by 99 to 19,954. And the S&P 500 slipping by 17 to 6,101. Traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 4:33.
Are you thinking this year I want to look and feel better and get my hair back? We Grow Hair Indy can help you do just that. I'm Rob, and I got my hair back at We Grow Hair Indy. Here's Darren Andrews, clinic director, to tell you why I chose them.
For nearly 20 years, we've helped thousands of clients grow their hair back, and we can help you. We're one of only 2 places in the entire country to offer the Artist Robotic FUE and multi-unit hair grafting.
I got multi-unit hair grafting. I love the results and cannot believe how much hair I got back. I can't recommend them enough. Call right now, 317-522-2995 for a free evaluation. Great technology, great company, great people, great results. Go to WeGrowHairIndy.com, see my results, and call 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Don't you want to say, I got my hair back?
The traffic at 434. Here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Harrison eastbound 465. That's stop and go traffic from Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. Inbound 69, stop and go after 106th Street down to 465. That's a 6-minute delay. We have a crash. This is Madison Avenue at Hannah Avenue on the south side. Crash east side Sherman Drive at East 16th Street. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We're tracking a weekend warm-up. Temperatures in the teens overnight. Tomorrow warming to the upper 30s under mostly cloudy skies, scattered flurries, and gusty winds in the afternoon forecast. I'm Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist Ashley Brown on 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
That's right. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special studio guest.
On the YouTube camera is the traffic beast himself, Matt Bear. Matthew, how are you?
Fantastic. Thanks for having me in, guys. Great to be here, man.
So let's talk a bunch of stuff that's going to make everybody really happy. Traffic and construction.
Yeah, I thought they suspended all that stuff when it was like 20 degrees out. No? No? Was I wrong about that?
It's yeah, maybe a little bit. It's a good thought.
That's a yes.
If we were 40 degrees lower, there would be no construction going on.
Okay.
I think. But no, I like the idea. Suspend all construction from here out. We have the speed cameras, guys, and they have gone live in that clear path construction zone on the northeast side. Now, as we talked about this several weeks ago, nobody's getting a ticket right now. This is a pre-enforcement phase, okay? So basically what these cameras do is snap a picture of a license plate, and if you're going 11 miles per hour over the speed limit, then they send you a letter in the mail that says, hey, you were going this fast.
We're watching you.
What if I were on top of a van surfing like Styles and Teen Wolf?
Yes.
And I'm mooning the camera?
Yes, not an infraction.
Okay.
It's actually right there in the press release. It said you can do that.
I guess it was Styles' van, and Michael J. Fox was surfing.
The Wolfmobile.
You got to have a wolf driving the car. But otherwise, it is a ticket. There are rules to this, yeah. So this is happening now, and this pre-enforcement phase where nobody gets any tickets is going on until at least February 14th. It might go a little longer, but that's the cutoff date, and that's when we'll start getting tickets for our second and third offenses. Remember, first offense after the pre-enforcement phase is still just a letter that says don't do this anymore, okay?
But if you live in Marion County, if I understand this correctly, Nige, under Ryan Mears' leadership, after 18 offenses, that's where they draw the line.
I wonder who the poor bastard is, the very first driver that's going to get a ticket that's actually going to charge them $300.
You got to frame it and tweet me.
There's going to be, it's the first time for everything, right?
Right.
I mean, somebody's going to get that first ticket.
Now, what if there's like a bet in place between buddies on who can get the first ticket?
Yeah.
Like now we got a game, now we got a challenge, and they've made things worse.
Well, you can talk about this on your podcast, your betting podcast. I mean, there's going to be an over-under for when on the 14th the first letter will go out.
Right.
Who's going to get their first license plate taken? Will it be a truck or a car? There's so many side
If it's
bets
speeding,
here.
I got $100 on Graham Rahal. Let's go.
Right. Of course, they're doing this because construction zones are dangerous, and we have a tendency, and I say me, to go too fast.
Right.
In construction zones, that puts people's lives in danger, like the people that are working there and people driving in small cars. So, I'm not mad about this. I think it's cool that we're having a little bit of a phase where they say, all right, this is something you don't do. They give us a warning, and then after that, second and third violations get up to $75, $150. That's a good chunk of change for me. So basically, if we just behave in the construction zone, we won't even know they're there. I know it's still intrusive. If something a little sketchy about somebody taking a picture of your license plate, it doesn't feel great. It feels a little Big Brotherish, but
but they have those pole. They have in Florida. They have the highway poles where you go straight through and they take a picture of your license plate and they'll send it to you and you have to pay it.
Yeah, man.
I'm not saying that's not exactly the same thing, but you're paying a pole.
Yeah, they're on I-70 right now.
I'm sorry, a toll. Yeah, a toll.
Yeah,
toll roads.
The cameras have been here. in Indiana on Hancock County I-70. So it's not like this is a new technology and a new thing that us Hoosiers have to deal with ourselves. It's there, and it's there to help people out and keep people safe. So that's a good thing.
This is my game plan. I'm going to hit like a 16-leg parlay betting on the Super Bowl, win a bunch of money, just drop it off at the place where they take the money and say, listen, this is in the bank for me. I'm not slowing down. Kiss my ass. I'm not slowing down.
Just draw off that.
Right. Take it out of my account. Let me know when there are insufficient funds.
It's beautiful. It's just like I overdraw my bank account every month. I mean, it's a great idea. So that's happening. Also, this Clear Path construction project on the northeast side is taking a chunk of us this month. East 71st Street is closed right now from like Benford to Shadeland, and that's really hard on Lawrence drivers, northeast siders, and Fishers. And that's going to reopen on Thursday. And then this weekend on Saturday, it's like southbound 69 to 465. That goes down to one lane. So this Clear Path construction project that's going on until the end of the year is really a complete redesign of the 69 465 interchange on the northeast side. When it's done, hopefully it'll be nice. But right now, we have a year sentence to get through before it's done.
Chatting with Matt Baer, the traffic beast from the WIBC Traffic Department. He's also the host of the very successful Supporting Sobriety podcast. Now, I know you guys have taken a little time out, new episodes coming soon, but I sent you a story this week, and I legitimately had a question about it. Like, are mentoring programs useful for those who need recovery or have been in recovery? Does that make sense, Matt?
It absolutely does, because there are different types of mentors in recovery. My preferred method, the one that I got sober with and stuck with my sobriety, would be, we'll just say a sponsor and leave it at that, because there's anonymity here.
Is it hard to say, like, you know what, I don't want you to be a sponsor. I don't need any help. Like, that whole process has to be challenging.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's tough, man, because it all comes back from the very first question we ask ourselves: am I an alcoholic? And me being a recovering alcoholic, that's where supporting sobriety comes from. And Ryan being a recovered addict, you first have to ask yourself that question: man, am I really this thing? Because you don't believe it your entire life, man. I mean, this is just me. That's what I said for decades. This is just me, who I am. I'm not an alcoholic. Well, yeah, I was a severe alcoholic, especially towards the end. As far as mentoring programs go, they're absolutely. Everybody's recovery looks a little bit different. And again, I'm a 12-stepper. I go through the 12-step program, and what I got, instead of paying a recovery coach or a sober coach, I got for, let's just say, $1 a day or $1, which is where this place I go. That's what you don't even have to pay that. But basically what I'm saying, it's free. It's free except for what you want to give.
Are you through the 12 steps?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
How long did it take?
It's different for everybody, but for me, I would say for me to get through them, and you have to put in all the relapses, because you'd start over, start very back at the beginning, step one. We admitted that we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives become unmanageable. You have to do that the very first time, and then you work your way through the steps.
How deep did you get before, like, a relapse? Like, did you get up to 10, 11, and have to start all back over? Or?
I made it through the amends process.
I don't know what that means.
It's where I go and I say sorry.
Okay.
It's not. I'm saying sorry. You say sorry just for time and for who we're talking to, but that's not exactly what it is. It's the amends. So basically, I went and I said, "Hey, thanks for putting up with me," and then I went out and I drank again. And then you have to start all over back from the beginning. So I would say the last drunk to the last 12-step that I finished, it took about 8 to 9 months. We went through it slowly. We read all the literature. Yeah, we did it right, and it really, really helped. But yeah, to answer your question, it took about 9 months, I think, Nigel.
What's this little piece of audio we got here?
Okay, this is to our point of what you were asking about recovery coaches and sober coaches. And let's go ahead and get this ready, Corbin, because there's a point I want to make after that, if we could, please. I wanted sobriety for a long time, but kept relapsing because I thought I could limit my drinking to the weekend, and that's not being done drinking at all. It's still drinking. It wasn't until my last detox, my last hospital stay under suicide watch, they wouldn't let me out of the room, okay, because I said I was going to harm myself. Then I finally quit for good. I just couldn't do it anymore. My body, it was shutting down. All I thought about while I was drinking was getting sober. It was the craziest thing. It's the worst kind of cycle. The love of other people enlightened me to the degree where I was hurting them and myself. Ultimately, I had to say, I'm done, and that's what I did. We have to make the decision. Nobody else can do it for us. And it's an unrealistic expectation to assume someone else can do that for the recovering addict and alcoholic. And thank you, Hammer, for asking that question, fellas. We're talking about mentorship here. And you could have the best sponsor in the world. You could have the best sober coach in the world. None of that matters until I make up my mind and say I'm ready. That's where the crux is.
What if you don't make up your mind?
Well,
that's always the question.
Yeah, if you don't make up your mind, then you continue on in use and trapped in this cycle of despair. You know, I said some pretty, revealing things that I'm not crazy about saying there in that segment. But that's the thing. You can go to that rock bottom and then be like, okay, I'm here. I'm still alive. Somehow I still have a roof over my head.
Right.
I'm an alcoholic. Yeah, I'm ready. When that happens, that's when you get better. That's when you make that admission. You can have all the sober coaches in your world, but if you still have that little microcosm of a doubt, then you're not going to remain sober. You have to say, I'm an alcoholic and I'm powerless over alcohol.
Matt, I love how open you are. You always share your life with us.
Amazing.
And where can people find Supporting Sobriety?
Supporting Sobriety podcast at Apple, Spotify, any of the major podcast providers. We are on X and Instagram at sobriety_pod. It's a good community, and we're very proud of it and happy to share all this. Thank you, guys.
You're the best.
You bet.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
You know that Andy Moore Ford is the place to go for your car, for your truck, for your SUV, or your electric vehicle. And now you know that Andy Moore Ford is the only place to go for your commercial and fleet vehicles as well. Business owners, listen to me. You've got a fleet, right? You got the work trucks, you got the work vans. I don't know the configuration you need, but Andy Moore Ford knows how to make it happen. At Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, they have got the biggest Super Duty inventory in the whole state. Over 100 Super Duty trucks are on the ground and ready for you and your business. And you could save thousands on medium and heavy duty commercial trucks because Andy always gives you more. Andy Moore gives you more. It's funny, but it's also true. With an expert team and a fast turnaround, they know how to keep your business moving. Talk to Andy Moore Ford today. Medium to heavy duty F-Series trucks, they've got you covered. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford, M-O-H-R. I love Andy. AndyMooreFord.com.
Mark Dietel is the only real estate expert I'd trust with the sale of my home. The only real estate expert I'd trust to find me a new home. How about Greg in Franklin? Greg had a tenant that moved out of his investment property, and Greg was ready to sell it. Heard about Mark Dietel on our show, and everything they say was true. 15 days on the market, Greg had a cash offer on the property thanks to Mark Dietel and his team.
Mark Dietel is the only real estate agent that we trust and recommend to put our names on with the Hammer and Nigel Show. Why? Because of the guarantee. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That's why he's the best in the business. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. This is how good Mark Dietel is. 317-755-4232. Or go to markdietel.com. Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L. markdietel.com. Tell him Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Where can you kick off the new year with big savings on gig speed? Only with Xfinity, now through January 30th. Get gig internet at home for $25 a month for 1 year when you add an unlimited mobile line, which connects you to gig speed Wi-Fi on the road. Act fast today and save more than $650 over AT&T and Verizon in your first year. Plus, hurry and take advantage because right now you can also get a free 5G phone with trade-in. So save big and stay connected to what you love with fast gig speed internet and mobile. From home to hotspots, this new year, it's all about gig speeds and big savings. Don't wait and get gig speed internet. Spend less green and switch to Xfinity. Go to Xfinity.com/gig savings to learn more. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Savings compared to Verizon Fiber Gig Plus 1 Unlimited Welcome Line and AT&T Fiber Gig Plus 1 Unlimited Starter Line. Xfinity internet required. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Feeling the aches and pains of everyday life slowing you down? Introducing Blue Emu, America's #1 emu oil formula for pain relief. In a recent clinical trial, 91% of users saw improvement after using Blue Emu. Whether you're working hard, playing harder, or just staying active, Blue Emu penetrates deep to relieve joint and muscle pain fast. And best of all, you won't stink. Join the 91% who felt the difference. Find Blue Emu at your local retailer or online. Blue Emu works fast and you won't stink.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
B is offering one bath remodel for as low as $99 a month or get 2 bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indie Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, let's go back to Matt Bear.
Inbound 69, stop and go 106 to 465 for a 10-minute delay. Inbound 65 slows at 21st to Meridian Pad. Crash in Speedway, Crawfordsville Road at Cunningham. Crash north of downtown Fall Creek Parkway at College Avenue. Southside crash Madison Avenue at Hannah, and 2 on the east side. 1 Sherman Drive at East 16th Street. Another crash east of 38th Street at Wingate. That's going to be to the east of Mithofer Road. Reported with injury and entrapment. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Transform your bathroom with Dream Baths by B. New tub or shower conversions can be installed in as little as 1 day and at financing as low as $99 a month. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now, we are looking at 22 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Just about an hour away from Beer Sample Friday.
Oh, boy.
Officially kickstarting the weekend. Nigel, Ryan Seacrest, he's the new host of Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Took over for the great Pat Sajak. He got knocked down on a recent episode because some contestant was excited. He won, was giving him a big hug.
He's a big contestant.
Big
So
dude.
you know.
Take a listen.
10 seconds. Good luck.
Guppies?
Yes.
Oh my
You
God.
got it. That's it. You did it.
Down he goes.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Daniel, easy on our host, but celebrate with $40,000.
Did I take too far?
I mean, like, I don't know if you've ever, I've stood next to Ryan Seacrest at award shows or whatever, and when I've been out there for American Idol out in L.A., he is a small guy. He's not like a towering individual. It doesn't look, I don't even know if he could define the word cookie. You know what I mean? He's never had an ounce of sugar in probably 25 years.
He's a runt.
Yeah, okay, runt might be a good word to describe him, but the guy that wrapped his arms around him because he was happy because he got the word guppies, took him down. Absolutely no question.
Which brings us to great moments in Wheel of Fortune history. This is a recent one. Ryan Seacrest was the host here. The answer was give yourself a round of applause. And like everything was up there except for like the A in applause and like the first couple of letters. It was obvious. It was there. Take a listen.
I like to solve the puzzle.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
I'm sorry, that's not it. Over to Katina.
I like to solve.
Okay.
Give yourself a round of applause.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey!
Well, there's nothing wrong with treating yourself to a round of sausage, by the way.
Treat yourself a round of sausage. Great moments in Wheel of Fortune history. Go back to the Sajak era. The answer here was a living thing. Okay, now think about this. A living thing.
It's a living thing.
Larry and Melinda.
Popsicle bike.
No. Linda?
Honeysuckle bush.
Yeah, that's it.
How frightening would a live popsicle bike be? Oh my God! It's coming after me!
It's a popsicle bike. Get out of here.
It's got teeth. Run! Great moments in Wheel of Fortune history. I believe there's an Urban Dictionary definition for what this guy thought the answer was.
I'd like to solve.
Okay.
Girl.
Bridal and gold shower.
Sorry. Jen, it's your turn.
I'd like to solve.
Okay.
Bridal and cold shower.
Yeah, that's
Donald Trump would have had the exact same answer, by the way.
R. Kelly, we've told you a million times that's not the answer. Stop it. Last but not least, great moments in Wheel of Fortune history. This may have been the answer of the year last year.
Tavares.
Right in the butt.
What?
No. Blake.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's it, I think. Yeah. Much better answer.
Remind me what he said again.
Play that one more time and listen to the audible groan. Oh, computer froze. It's one of those days. All right, you know what? I'm taking my loss and I'm going home.
All right.
We've got Dr. Curry Myers coming up next. Beer Sample Fridays on the way. Stick around.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card. Because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Howard Bailey Financial is now in Carmel on Rangeline Road. For over 20 years, we've helped people navigate their retirement journeys, and now we're bringing our experience closer to home. Visit retirecarmel.com to schedule your appointment or text Carmel to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement resource. Together, let's build the retirement you deserve. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
We set out to be the very best of the best, and past couple years we've actually achieved that. For all of the state of Indiana, we've been awarded the Dealer of the Year award twice now. Unlike other brands, that only gets handed to one dealer every year, and we're very proud to have won that twice.
Put the best to work for you at FamilyHVAC.net. Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo, Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Blood, sweat, tears. At Bill Estes, we know it takes hard work and years of doing the right thing to build a business people can depend on. That's why we don't make empty promises and expect your trust. Estes earns it. From Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas to Ram 1500s and Chevy Silverados, we have the trucks you'll love at prices you can believe in. But don't just take our word for it. Your trust means something. Estes earns it. BillEstes.com.
I'm Patrick McCaffrey, basketball player at Butler University. In 2023, I stepped away from the game and got professional help when anxiety started to overwhelm me. If you're having a mental health crisis, assistance is available for you too. Just call the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, where a trained specialist will give you immediate support. That's what helped me, and it can help you too. Call 988. When you need someone who gets you, they got you.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Coming up in 2 minutes, state lawmakers are considering a bill focused on illegal immigrants in Indiana. And the FOP's president explains why local police shouldn't focus on others' immigration status and why IPS is not too pleased with President Donald Trump. That's coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
A return trip to a disaster zone. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump visiting Swannanoa, North Carolina, the Asheville region devastated by hurricane flooding last year and still struggling with the damage he first saw in October. This resident telling the president they need help to bring back their community.
I don't know. It's just heartbreaking. I appreciate you.
President Trump pledging to cut red tape to help rebuild roads, but he's criticizing FEMA's response to this and other disasters, saying he might get rid of the agency.
FEMA has been a very big disappointment. They cost a tremendous amount of money. It's very bureaucratic. And it's very slow.
The White House says he'll sign an executive order today creating a task force to review how FEMA operates and recommend changes. The president also visits Southern California today, where he has criticized the governor and other officials over wildfire and water management. After President Trump pardoned anti-abortion activists convicted of blocking clinic entrances, new leaders at the Justice Department are ordering restrictions on those kinds of cases.
The Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances Act has been around since 1994 when President Clinton signed it into law. It's meant to prevent the intimidation or interference with anyone who's getting an abortion. But DOJ prosecutions of people violating that act are now on hold. DOJ Chief of Staff Chad Mazzell said in a memo that prosecutions of the act will now be permitted only in extraordinary circumstances.
Fox's Jill Nato in Washington. The U.S. Supreme Court just agreeing to hear a case over the first publicly funded religious charter school in the country, proposed by the Catholic Church in Oklahoma. The justices will review an Oklahoma Supreme Court decision that invalidated a state board's approval of the application, ruling that it would violate part of the First Amendment. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Putting more on their plates. 22 degrees, sunny in downtown Indianapolis. Your radar's clear, low of about 18 degrees tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:02. A bill that would require local law enforcement to tip off the federal government when they arrest people suspected of being in the country illegally was passed by a Senate committee Thursday. This woman, Carolina Castoreno, believes it falls into the category of racial profiling.
We can say all we want that it is not based on race, but we know that the majority of people in this country associate undocumented status with people who look like me and who are darker.
A man from Crown Point disagreed, claiming it prevents violent people from being released back into the community. This all happened the same day. IMPD's police chief said his department has no authority to enforce federal immigration laws. And the FOP president, Rick Snyder, says police should be here to help, not getting mixed up in federal business.
I think it's important for residents in our community to know we're not going to be pulled away for federal law enforcement actions, and we're going to stay focused on the task at hand.
Speaking at a news conference Friday, he believes local officers are already understaffed, overworked, and overburdened. Following President Trump's recent changes to immigration and customs enforcement policies, IPS says it is committed to fostering a safe, inclusive, and welcoming environment for all students and families. Here's Sasha Nixon with more.
IPS has put together a list of resources for undocumented Hoosiers. It has also determined that it will not allow ICE officers into schools without warrants and will make sure officers are fully following the law. And it will not ask about or disclose immigration status. Learn more about available resources at myips.org. Sasha Nixon, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
Just because temperatures could return to above freezing this weekend does not mean you're in the clear when it comes to driving in slick conditions.
And I would even be careful later this weekend. As we get above freezing, we get some snow to melt. So the snow melts, gets on the roadways, and then you fall below freezing at night. So don't let that deceive you. There will likely be some slick spots over the next couple days. It's just everything's melting.
Moore says cold air from Canada and Alaska is what's to blame for the cold weather you've been feeling in Indiana all week long. Traffic and weather in 60 seconds. It's 5:04.
It's tax time, and tax time is your time to buy a new Nissan and get double your tax refund or down payment only at Andy Moore Nissan of Indianapolis. For a limited time, when you buy any new Nissan, Andy Moore Nissan will double your tax refund or down payment up to $5,000. That means your $1,000 becomes $2,000. Your $2,000 becomes $4,000. Your $4,000 becomes $8,000. This month only, Andy Moore Nissan will double your down payment up to $10,000. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Good credit, bad credit, even no credit. Our credit experts will get you approved with the best terms, with as little as $0 down on any new Nissan in stock. Andy Moore Nissan is making deals other dealers won't and approving deals other dealers can't. Andy Moore Nissan, 4302 Lafayette Road, Indianapolis, Indiana.
The traffic on the 5s at 5:05. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, that's a hit after rural Harrison. It's westbound 70 between Rural Street and the North Split. And right now, the right lane is blocked, slowing traffic back to Sherman Drive. Inbound 65, stop and go traffic 21st to Meridian Penn. Inbound 69, dragging from 106th Street down to 82nd. And on the east side, northbound 465, slow from 70 up to Penn Pike. We do have a crash on the northwest side. This is Georgetown Road at West 71st. Crash east side, 38th Street east of Mithofer at Wingate. Crash north of downtown, Fall Creek Parkway, College Avenue, and a crash south side, Madison Avenue at Hannah. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We're tracking a weekend warm-up. Temperatures in the teens overnight. Tomorrow warming to the upper 30s under mostly cloudy skies, scattered flurries, and gusty winds in the afternoon forecast. I'm Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist Ashley Brown on 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
Dr. Curry Myers, retired sheriff with 24 years of career law enforcement at the local, state, and federal level. He's also on the faculty in the criminology department at Benedictine College, focuses on public policy and ethics. He's one of our favorites when we're talking about crime numbers and all things law enforcement. Dr. Myers, how are you?
I'm doing well. Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year to you as well. You have got a new Substack article out, and it's titled America's Sheriffs, Partners in the Trump Administration's Vision on Crime and Immigration. Walk me through this article.
Well, America's sheriffs, they really occupy a very unique position in the criminal justice system. So they're elected officials, and that's a critical link between the communities. They're actually, if you look at the elected sheriff, it's a very powerful political position. In many ways, they represent counties that can be large. I mean, the county that I was sheriff at was 650,000 people, and I represented everybody in that county. So in many ways, I represented more people than a state representative would be, or a state senator in a certain area. And in many ways, it's the size of the congressional district. So they represent many people on criminal justice policies and initiatives. And it's my hope that America's sheriffs take a greater role or try to project themselves in a greater way to be able to shape criminal justice public policy. You know, it's not just about running a sheriff's department. It is the office of the sheriff, and one of the responsibilities as a sheriff, I believe, is also to focus on what is good criminal justice public policy. So if you look at the Trump administration and their philosophy on public safety, you see, of course, a big significant increase on focused deterrence. Correctional reform is something that the president did in his first time as office under his 45th president of the country. He's going to continue some of those as he goes into this one. Stricter immigration enforcement, and he's been very centered right on pro-gun rights. So if you combine all those things together, I think the sheriffs can play a very important role in helping to champion the idea of these kinds of really good and effective criminal justice public policies.
And Doctor, is the sheriff's department and sheriffs in these communities vastly different than what you see from like the chiefs of police? And I bring this up because in our city, in Indianapolis, we just had the IMPD, the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, put out a statement saying, basically, it's not our job to be ICE. We're not ICE.
We don't have some of the authorities that ICE has.
Right. Are we seeing the lines being blurred a little bit from what Donald Trump wants to do at the federal level and also at a state level with the chief of police and even the sheriffs?
Well, it's an interesting concept. They don't have the same authority, and they don't do what ICE does. But why in the world can't you not be a good partner? That's my question. I don't understand how you can. I can assure you that if the FBI came into town working on a bank robbery, as an example, Indianapolis PD would be happy to help them with the bank robbery, even if it's not in their jurisdiction. Let's say there's some evidence that supports something happened in Indianapolis that is going to help solve a bank in Mississippi. I am sure Indianapolis PD would say, what do you need to help? How can we help you? And those kinds of things. So I don't understand why we view immigration, criminal enforcement of immigration law, not just immigration law in general. I understand that. That's more regulatory. But when you have the criminal enforcement in immigration law enforcement should be willing to help. Now, what's interesting is President Trump, for the first time, actually are now allowing FBI agents, DEA agents, ATF agents, anybody that's under the 1811, which means gun-toting federal agent, is now been deemed as someone who can help ICE investigate and prosecute criminal illegal aliens. Well, that seems like a no-brainer, and it hasn't been done before. So why in the world can't we work closer with law enforcement at the local and county and state level to achieve the same goals? And that's been my argument, and that's why I think the sheriffs can be the first one, because a sheriff can be more outspoken. He or she is a representative of the people, right? Because they have to get voted by the people. So a sheriff is someone who can help lead the way in adopting these kind of policies in the future, saying, no, my sheriff's office is going to help ICE as they come in, and it's going to be less dangerous for ICE agents. I'm very disturbed at the fact that if you let somebody out of jail who had an ICE detainer or an active warrant under ICE, and you turn around and let that person out, and then ICE has got to literally go into the community and try to arrest that person around people in the public, which could end up hurting people. That doesn't even make any sense to me. So the jails are a perfect place to be able to go in and say, we will now take custody of that person. Here's the detainer, here's the active warrant, depending on whether it's the detainer for true immigration into this country, illegal immigration in the country, or an active warrant because they're a criminal illegal alien. It boggles the mind why you wouldn't want to do that. In fact, I wrote a companion piece on my Substack, it's drcurrymyers.substack.com, that I believe cities, counties, and states should be held civilly liable if a federal agent gets hurt in the line of duty trying to go out and arrest these folks. and we find out as a course of the investigation to find out that law enforcement had this person under their jurisdiction, under their control, and didn't provide that information to the federal agent where they could go get them safely, then they should be held responsible civilly for that officer's either injury or death, God forbid.
Doctor, last thing here before we let you go. We got about a minute left here. I know we've talked in the past about how some of these communities doctor the numbers or not even turn in the numbers at all when it comes to homicides around the country. This has been going on for a while. Here in our backyard, our sources are telling us that the failing mayor, the soft on crime mayor, is trying to do that now, not reporting all of the homicides to try to make it look like they're doing their job. Is this a problem that's happening all over the country in regards to trying to get accurate data on homicides in major cities?
It's been a huge problem, and I've written about this also. The state of the presidential state of the address last year, President Biden said it was a 50-year all-time low in violent crime. I immediately countered that and said, that's not true. Here's the data to support it. And they were basing the data on spurious information that is collected by the FBI, in which probably nearly 30 to 35% of law enforcement agencies in the country provide either limited, partial, or no data whatsoever to the FBI. So it's a spurious research to begin with. And often in cities, you will see people depress crime statutes or crime statistics, because it looks bad. And so I'm a true believer in evidence-based policing and transparency and accountability. And your crime stats shouldn't be messed with. They should be put there in the public for everybody to see. So any person could look up the crime stats and saying, look at that. This hotspot says that there's burglaries in this area, and I live in this area. I better take more caution than I usually do about burglaries. I think that's a good public service for people to have. So we shouldn't be messing around with crime statistics. We should use them as appropriately. In law enforcement, we should use them for allocation of resources to do hotspot policing or whatever it may be. But as a private citizen, it gives you the information to be more situationally aware in certain areas of town than you should be in other areas. And I think that's a good thing for public safety. And right now in Indianapolis, if you go to downtown, my friends, you better be situationally aware if it's after certain times at night, because it's extremely high crime rates in those areas. If you look up, all the way to probably East 38th Street to the north and go down to Troy in the south and close to the river and on, a couple blocks on the other side of on the east side of Indianapolis, those are all significant hot spots where violent crime is occurring, and people should take care and be situationally aware of what they do, especially after hours and in areas that are unsafe.
Nobody comes with the facts and the data more than Dr. Curry Myers. Again, 24 years of law enforcement at all levels. He's also on the faculty, the criminology department at Benedictine College. Doctor, we could talk for hours, but we got to take a break here. Real quick, where can people find your work?
Thank you very much. I do want to say that Indianapolis has low officer and labor staff shortages. That's their biggest problem they need to address. My work is at drcurrymyers.substack.com. You can just Google me at Dr. Curry Myers, and I'm on X at Dr. Curry Myers.
Great stuff as always, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you.
All right, Matt Bear is standing by. He has a look at the roads.
Yeah, hammer crash westbound 70 between rural and the north split. 2 right lanes closed. And traffic is stopped back to Sherman Drive. 15-minute delay right now. Inbound 65 slow from 21st to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 looks great right now. Coming in from Harding to the south split. No delays. Inbound 69 stop and go traffic from 106th Street down to 82nd. That's a 9-minute delay. Crash Fall Creek Parkway College. Crash on the far east side. This is 38th Street east of Mithofer at Wingate Drive. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
21 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, 93 WIBC.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know that sounds dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Judge Napolitano here. Can you believe the chaos we're facing today? Government is out of control, spending is out of control, and the dollar is dying. It's just a matter of time until digital money replaces cash. It's coming fast. So you need to get educated in other ways to invest and preserve the wealth you already have. Start now by calling Lear Capital at 800-927-2400. Get their free report, The Tipping Point. Learn what rising debt and a digital dollar could mean for your retirement. Do what I did. Buy gold from Lear Capital to protect your wealth. Over 25 years experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, and a 24-hour risk-free purchase guarantee. Lear is whom I trust when I buy gold. Get the report and up to $15,000 in bonus gold with a qualifying purchase. Call 800-927-2400. That's 800-927-2400. 800-927-2400.
Indiana is in crisis. Our blood supply is critically low and patients' lives are on the line. Trauma victims, cancer patients, and newborns are waiting on you. Your blood ensures people in our community can receive the life-saving care they need. Hope is the heartbeat of our community. And right now, that hope relies on you. Schedule your life-saving donation today at versity.org. Hope, it's in our blood.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Bands are us. When dreams don't get in, bands are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
Bands are us. When dreams don't get in, bands are us.
Hi, I'm Scott Wilson, third generation owner of Wilson Farm Market, just 15 minutes north of 465 on 31. If you are looking for your source of homegrown, locally made, know where your food's coming from, we are your spot. We have hand-dipped ice cream, 130 different kinds of cheese. We fry chicken, just a little bit of everything, a foodie's heaven. Wilson Farm Market, where good taste runs in the family. Just 15 minutes north of 465, right on US 31.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
B is offering one bath remodel for as low as $99 a month, or get 2 bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
Hammer Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Okay, let's begin.
Are you really okay?
okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
Hammer, I mentioned this earlier this week. You kind of looked at me cockeyed, but I think I am vindicated. There are rumors still swirling strong that former President Barack Obama and actress Jennifer Aniston are having a torrid love affair.
Bum, bum, bum.
Tabloids are now talking about it, and so are the late-night talk show hosts. This is when actress Jennifer Aniston was on with Jimmy Kimmel, and he was kind of bugging her about it.
The magazine that came out a couple of weeks ago, In Touch, said the truth about Jen and Barack. So
that was.
Uh-oh.
Of all the calls you get from your publicist where you're just like, oh no, what's it going to be? Or the email saying, some cheesy tabloid is going to make up a story, and then it's that.
Yeah. Does your
I was
publicist
not mad
ever go
at it.
like, is there any truth to this? Or is it...
No, that is absolutely untrue.
She was not mad at it?
Correct.
At the rumors?
And did you hear how tongue-tied she kind of got there at the beginning when the whole thing was brought up? I don't know, man. Listen.
First of all, the reason we're talking about all this is because Michelle Obama wasn't in Jimmy Carter's funeral.
Right.
And she was not at the Trump inauguration. Obama flying solo there as well. They haven't been seen together in too many places.
And we're not the only ones that have noticed this. Now, Megyn Kelly, long before she was a TV host and podcast host and all that kind of stuff, she was an attorney.
Yes.
So she's bringing receipts to the conversation here.
First, on January 15th, in the Substack of Jessica Reed Krause, also known as House and Habit, she posts the following. Michelle Obama's absence at Jimmy Carter's funeral certainly raised some eyebrows, but yesterday's announcement that she won't be attending Trump's inauguration confirms something is definitely going on between her and Barack. Whispers about cracks in their relationship have been circulating in D.C. for over a year now, but this feels like the first public proof of a marriage on the rocks. For months, I've heard Jennifer Aniston's name tied to Barack. Then Jessica cites a DM she received the day before. Quote, he's with Jennifer Aniston. My old manager, now a friend, is connected to her inner circle. At a gathering with Jennifer's friends, the affair came up casually.
Oh.
Jennifer herself admitted it, but it's definitely not a secret among her closest friends.
Are you okay with all of this? Are you buying any of this?
I'm all right with all of it. I mean, I do not care who these people have relations with. I do not. But I will say this.
Yes.
You want to talk about one of the greatest upgrades of all time. If this is true, you send away Big Mike and you bring in Jennifer Aniston. That's like trading in a Dodge Dart and getting a Lamborghini in return. Like, again, I don't care. I don't know if it's true or not. But if this is true, and there are so many angles here, if it's true, that is one of the great upgrades of all time.
You know what the other angle I'm looking at is? If Jennifer Aniston confronted on Jimmy Kimmel, I say confronted, it was tongue-in-cheek, but I would also be like, yeah, this is funny, haha, it's not true, it's tabloids, it's trash. Oh, by the way, I would never do that to the former First Lady of the United States. I would never in a million years. That would not enter my mind. I've met Michelle Obama.
I think she does talk about that later in the interview.
Whatever. I mean, she needs to go over the top in her denial of the kind of thing. We got time for one more. The Spirit Airlines. You want to do that one? Spirit Airlines is now banning some tattoos and lewd clothing items from their airline, Hammer. See-through clothing, offensive body art can get you off Spirit Airlines. Are you okay with this?
Did you say Delta?
No.
Did you say United or American?
Spirit Airlines, the bright yellow planes.
Oh, the cheap ones.
The budget airlines.
So let me just say this right now. If you're at a point in your life where you're dressed too trashy to get on a Spirit flight, it is time to make some changes in your life. This is like This is like being too drunk to go to the Kid Rock concert, right? You can't be at this point in your life.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm okay with this because Spirit has probably reached the breaking point. Now, I'm scared to ask what the breaking point was, but I'm sure it was there. All right, coming up next, Wendell Husebo, one of our favorites, political reporter from Breitbart. I think I saw him on social media hanging out, doing the inaugurational ball tour.
He was partying it up for sure.
We'll talk executive orders. We'll talk inaugural balls. And we got Beer Sample Friday on the way. Right now, a look at the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A possible policy change impacting police. 22 degrees with clear skies in the heart of downtown. You've got a clear radar, low of 17 predicted for tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 5:29. State lawmakers are talking about a new bill that would require law enforcement to tell the federal government about people living in the country illegally.
The determination is not made just based off of pulling a person off the street. The determination is only made after an individual has been arrested for that felony or misdemeanor.
State Rep Garrett Bascom, who authored the bill, critics believe it could lead to racial profiling. It was approved by a committee Thursday with a vote of 9-2. If you believe police work has become too political, you're not alone.
This is the problem. You got to get the politics out of policing.
NDFOP President Rick Snyder speaking at a news conference Friday. He says,
if we have people on the left side of political persuasions angry at us, and we have folks on the right side of political persuasions angry at us, we're probably hitting the mark.
He believes local police departments should not take on the additional role of enforcing federal immigration policies. Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller says President Trump is fulfilling his campaign promise on deporting undocumented migrants.
For the first time in American history, under President Trump's command and control, military aircraft are being used to remove illegal aliens from this country as part of a vast, coordinated interagency operation to defend the homeland and repel the invasion.
Miller talking to Fox News. The Trump administration announced today the expansion of the expedited removal process, which allows illegal immigrants to be deported without appearing before an immigration judge. Some warmer weather on the way this weekend. Here's Ryan Hedrick.
Temperatures will warm up this weekend and continue to improve beyond that, says Cody Moore at the National Weather Service.
Going into February, it looks like the pattern supports temperatures near or above normal, with a couple more systems coming in, bringing, a mix of rain and snow.
And Moore says temperatures will reach the 30s this weekend with no snow or rain. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Traffic at 5:30. Here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, coming out of the North Split on eastbound 70, it's a crash before Rural Street, and everything's moved over to the right shoulder. Still good enough to slow us down. And big time stop-and-go traffic back to Fletcher Avenue. That is an 11-minute delay at the moment. In southbound 65, stop-and-go traffic 21st down to the North Split. And looking at eastbound 465 on the northeast side, stop-and-go from Keystone Avenue over to I-69. Inbound 69, 7-minute delay, 106th Street, 282nd. Crash on the east side, 38th Street east of Mithofer at Wingate. Crash south side, Madison Avenue at Hannah Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
We're tracking a weekend warm-up. Temperatures in the teens overnight. Tomorrow warming to the upper 30s under mostly cloudy skies, scattered flurries, and gusty winds in the afternoon forecast. I'm Storm Track 8 Chief Meteorologist Ashley Brown on 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
The Hammer and Nigel Show. Hello, my name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. We'll go straight to the hotline and bring on Breitbart News politics reporter Wendell Husebo, who is covering all things Donald Trump Inauguration 2.0. Wendell, Happy New Year. How has your week been? What did you see? What did you think of the events?
Well, I got to be honest with you. I'm a little bit worn out from so much celebrating America First victories.
That's right.
But I've managed to put up some great stuff at Breitbart News, and we're looking forward to the great new year.
Now, Wendell, correct me if I'm wrong. I saw some photos of you on Twitter. You went to some of these parties, right? Were you down there in the mix of some of these inaugural balls?
You know what? I was fortunate enough to be invited to J.D. Vance's ball on Saturday. It was the Ohio State ball, and it was great to attend. J.D. Vance gave some remarks. Bernie Marino gave some remarks, and everyone there was just in a great mood.
Because dudes like Nigel and I are never going to get invited to these things. So we were wondering, are they actually entertaining? Are drinks flowing? Are there hot chicks? Or is this like the worst wedding that everybody's ever been to?
Well, the hottest chick there was my wife. I think. There
you go.
That's a fact for sure. But I did hear that all the balls were a lot of fun, and there was some long security lines to get in on the Sunday night balls. But other than that, I think everything went off without a hitch.
Open bar? 2 words didn't enter my lexicon whenever I think in high society parties. Was that a thing?
At my ball, there were some open bars, and they were pouring generously. I think the people from Ohio, they know how to party.
Hey, tell me, Wendell, okay, what camp are you? And then we'll start maybe asking you some serious questions about Donald Trump and his agenda and the executive orders. I also thought it was kind of interesting, just the simple fact that all of a sudden the last-minute change from the inauguration, going from outdoors to indoors. There was a set of people. There was like some conspiracy theorists. No, this is security. This is because of security. And then there was the more sort of normalized, legit reason. Well, it's going to be butt-ass cold there in the swamp. What side were you on when they changed the location of the inauguration?
I got to be honest with you. My mother had plans to come up to D.C. and go to the mall and watch the swearing-in ceremony, so she was very disappointed.
Yeah.
A lot of people here in D.C. were happy because, a lot of the road closures, a lot of the extra security, for people who live in D.C., it's a lot for them. But, I probably was on the side of kind of missing out on the fun on the mall. But I think Donald Trump made the right decision. It was very cold, very freezing. The day before the inauguration, it snowed. People were walking in high heels and without coats. It was quite a scene.
So let's get into the brass tacks here. From the moment he took the oath to now, it's been executive order after executive order. And I told Nigel this the other day on the show. It felt like, for the most part, that from Election Day up into the inauguration, the political left handled the ass whipping pretty well. They were doing some soul searching. But from the inauguration on, they've gone right back to who they were. You're a Nazi, you're a racist, they're playing the hits. It's almost like that inauguration and these executive orders broke the political left again.
I think you're totally right. I think they've been disillusioned since November when they lost in a landslide to Donald Trump. And, I got to hand it to President Trump. 4 years ago, or I should say 8 years ago, during his first inauguration, he opened up with, a unity speech. He, exchanged a lot of grace to the losing side, to Hillary Clinton. In this inaugural speech, he basically opened up what I would term a can of whoop-ass on the Democrats.
Right.
And
he did it right in front of Joe Biden. Right up there at the podium. And so did was it Franklin Graham that gave the prayer? They were basically decimating the last 4 years of what was going on in this country right in front of the people that made it all happen.
It was like a roast.
It really was. And for anyone watching, to see Joe Biden sit there slumped over with his hands on his face, seemingly, either not trying to fall asleep or just covering his face out of frustration, it was hard to tell. But it was glorious, and I was cheering him on from my apartment watching on TV.
Wendell Husebo is our guest. He is Breitbart News political reporter. He was at the inauguration. We're talking the early presidency here of Donald Trump, number 47. So of all these executive orders, Wendell, which one sticks out the most to you? Is it the border or is there something else?
Well, man, there have been so many executive orders. I would say that my favorite one was stripping the former Intel officials that claimed Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation. He stripped their security clearances. And, as someone who covered the Biden crime family for 4 years, it really was glorious because just yesterday, John Brennan went on MSNBC and was whining that he no longer had a security clearance. John Brennan is a former Obama CIA director. And he said, oh, the only reason I, had a security clearance was so I could, give my, advise current intel officials about, ongoing events and things like that. Well, we wrote at Breitbart News the other day that, John Brennan was essentially whining he couldn't give Donald Trump national security advice. But the thing is Donald Trump doesn't need national security advice from the likes of John Brennan.
One of the other things Donald Trump is doing or did was pardon or commute the sentences of some January Sixers. Was that a blanket pardon / commute for those January Sixers, or are there still some Sixers that are in jail for more violent crimes? Talk a little bit about that executive order and pardon.
My understanding is it was about 1,500 defendants, and I give a shout out to a great lawyer and buddy, Anthony Sabatini, down in Florida. He represented 15 defendants, and all 15 of his defendants were pardoned. And there's a lot of different charges that many faced, and I haven't dug in deeply to the ones that were not pardoned or to the ones that were pardoned. But I got to say, Donald Trump followed through on his promise to pardon these individuals, and it is really great to see all the clips of them reuniting with their families.
And Wendell, one of the things that sticks out to me is I'm equally as excited about some of the executive orders that he's doing, but I'm also excited about some of the people that he is firing, blowing out some of these deep state, long-standing swamp monsters. I think that was something he did not do very well in his first trip around as president. But this time around, mass firings, I'm here for it.
You got to give President Trump so much credit because he acknowledged during his first term that he, hired people that maybe were not the best for their roles. And this time around, he is going through the employee Rolodex of the federal government and one by one eliminating the people who he believes were going to be subversive to the America First agenda. The AP reported that 160 Security Council members were asked to leave, 15 at the DOJ, 20 at the State Department, 1 at the FBI, 1 in the Coast Guard, 1 in the TSA, and in general, over 1,000 DEI hires across all federal agencies.
And are the Republicans, is Donald Trump and the Republicans going to at least look, because I know Joe Biden pardoned everybody on the January 6th committee. Is there going to be any sort of probe about that January 6th committee and what they knew and what they hid and the information that they kept from the public?
Yes, sir. They're going to, the House is going to open up a new panel, and that panel is going to be underneath the Judiciary Committee, and they're going to probe the background investigation of the partisan January 6th committee to get to the bottom of what really happened. I think that there's been a lot of untruths told by that committee. They allegedly disposed of evidence.
Yeah.
So the Republicans who have the House now could not review that evidence. So there seems to me to be a really good reason to go and dig through what's going on. And although Joe Biden pardoned many of the alleged wrongdoers or wrongdoers because they were pardoned, there might be more. And so I think just opening up a lot of attacks all at once against the Democrats. Let's hit them hard. Let's hit them fast because they don't know what's coming next.
Wendell, anything particular our audience should seek out that you're working on right now at Breitbart.com?
I think one of the greatest things that I found funny today was the media was doing two things. Number one, they were praising how normal Trump was acting, going out, talking to reporters on the way to North Carolina. And, of course, that's contrasted with Biden's mumbling and stumbling. And so we have a report up at Breitbart about that. And then there's another thing going on with the media right now where the media elites are whining about how exhausted they are about covering Trump just in the first 5 days. So I'm not sure if he's really going to make it through.
Oh.
5 days in.
Oh, they're never going to make it. How are they going to proceed and persevere? That is one of our favorites, Breitbart News.
Well, I can tell you how they're going to proceed and persevere because I'm writing up a story right now. It'll be up today where Jamie Raskin, the Judiciary Ranking Committee member, has enlisted psychologists to help Democrats deal with their Trump derangement syndrome.
Find his work, Breitbart.com. Wendell Husabo, thank you so much. Happy New Year, sir. We will talk to you soon.
Happy New Year. Thanks, guys.
Ready for a cold one, Nige?
I'm ready. Let's do it. I mean, it's cold out anyway, so why the hell not?
I don't know what's colder outside of this beer, but we'll find out next. Beer Sample Friday.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
Hi, I'm Ken Mears, founder of Great Healthworks, the maker of Omega XL. Folks, if you're searching for an answer to your daily aches, pains, and soreness, then try Omega XL. It's a natural product sourced from a green lip mussel. This oil extract is one of the most powerful, natural joint relief super oils in the world. This one-of-a-kind extract is not found in any other product, and it's backed by over 40 years of clinical research, showing that Omega XL provides relief from joint pain due to inflammation. Stop living in pain. Inflammation is controllable, it's manageable, and it's fixable. Importantly, Omega XL is small, easy to swallow, with no fishy aftertaste. And it works. We've put over 20 years into this quality brand, ensuring that Omega XL makes a difference in your life. Try it, and you won't be disappointed.
Call now for Omega XL's BOGO special. 800-607-2604. That's less than $20 a bottle. Remember, there's a 60-day money-back guarantee. Terms apply. 800-607-2604. 800-607-2604. Or OmegaXL.com/news.
The holidays are over, and the new year is here, making it the perfect time to think about the future. More specifically, it's the perfect time to think about your financial future. Right now, Howard Bailey Financial is offering a free retirement toolkit, a comprehensive guide designed to help you plan, save, and jumpstart the retirement you deserve. To get your free copy today, text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 and download your free retirement toolkit. Start 2025 off with a gift to yourself, filled with all the tools you need to plan for a positive and purpose-filled future. Just text FUTURE to 888-262-1104 to start planning today. Make this new year your year to invest in yourself and secure a brighter tomorrow, starting today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
B is offering one bath remodel for as low as $99 a month or get 2 bath remodels for as low as $249 a month. Call now to schedule that free in-home design consultation.
Never miss your favorite shows on WIBC. Get your content to go. Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, Tony Kennett, The Gun Guy, Home and Garden. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bear, what's going on with traffic?
Yeah, Nigel, looking to northbound 69 after 82nd. It is police activity over on the right shoulder right now. A little bit of a slowdown to 465. Eastbound 465. Stop and go traffic from Keystone Avenue over to I-69. Crash coming out of the north split in a bad spot. It's eastbound 70 after the split before rural, and it's on the right shoulder, still slowing us down. We're jammed up back to the south split and on to eastbound 70 to Meridian, Illinois. Southbound 65 now mess from 29th to the north split on a 17-minute delay. Looking at the east side, southbound 465 slow from Washington Street down to South Shadeland Avenue. And please, on the east side, avoid 38th Street between Mithofer and German Church Road right at Wingate. Serious crash happening there tonight. You cannot get through. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Transform your bathroom with Dream Baths by B. New tub or shower conversions can be installed in as little as 1 day, and if financing as low as $99 a month. Visit bwindow.com for details. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
21 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center, 93 WIBC.
Right now,
Hammer and Nigel present Beer Sample.
Fry.
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beers on sale, people. Come down, get you some.
Brought to you by our good friends. It's Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Spencer Thompson from Thompson Furniture and Mattress Columbus, I believe, will be visiting us live in studio next week for a live version of the segment that he provides, that he presents to us.
Rumors of a double header for Beer Sample Friday next week.
Okay.
Spencer is locked in. I'm working on an old friend of the show, and we will see if that happens next week.
I'm intrigued. Well, let's concentrate on what we have right now. What are we sampling today for Beer Sample Friday?
So, again, sometimes it's something we haven't had. Sometimes it's topical. I feel like today is both.
Okay.
So, after our show tonight, I'm hitting the road to Louisville. The University of Indianapolis Bowling Greyhounds.
Nice.
The People's team. The people saved this team.
That's right, they did.
They're going down to a tournament to take on those no good, rotten Louisville Cardinals and other schools. So I thought this would be a perfect tie-in here, Nige.
Oh, light strike.
Light strike.
Like strike. I get it.
See what I did there?
So this has 5% alcohol in it.
Yes, this is a hard refresher. It's a little energy drink. It's a little booze.
I feel like this show, you and I do enjoy a good energy drink on the show.
From time to time, absolutely. Cheers.
Oh, wow. That is delicious.
Contains sweet, delicious alcohol, and this bad boy is pretty good.
Light strike, hard refresher, orange mango, and go.
University of Indianapolis Bowling Greyhounds, baby.
Come on, baby.
The People's team. You guys saved this squad. Going down to Kentucky to make some noise. Speaking of making noise, we got another hour to go. FOP President Rick Snyder joins us next. The weekend is underway.
Oh.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show. Come on back.
It's tax time, and tax time is your time to buy a new Nissan and get double your tax refund or down payment only at Andy Moore Nissan of Indianapolis. For a limited time, when you buy any new Nissan, Andy Moore Nissan will double your tax refund or down payment up to $5,000. That means your $1,000 becomes $2,000. Your $2,000 becomes $4,000. Your $4,000 becomes $8,000. This month only, Andy Moore Nissan will double your down payment up to $10,000. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Good credit, bad credit, even no credit. Our credit experts will get you approved with the best terms, with as little as $0 down on any new Nissan in stock. Andy Moore Nissan is making deals other dealers won't and approving deals other dealers can't. Andy Moore Nissan, 4302 Lafayette Road, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. If you want that New Year's resolution to work, you have to get a great night's sleep. And now through Monday, it's our New Year's mattress sale. Every Tempur-Pedic, every Nectar, and every Stearns & Foster mattress, we guarantee you the lowest price, up to 4 years interest-free financing, and free delivery. The mattress sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and switch to the expensive shampoo with amino acids. Sure, you don't know what those are or why you need them, but it sounds very impressive. And if you switch and save hundreds, you can massage it into your scalp every day. Now, if only you can get people to lean toward your head to smell those aminos. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For shampoo. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed mold, mildew, bowing walls, or water in your basement? I hope not, but if you have, your basement is losing the war against groundwater. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Dents happen. There's a whole lot of stuff that can mess up the look of your vehicle. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal. PDR is paintless dent removal that saves your factory finish and is way less invasive than traditional body shop repairs. And it's faster too, sometimes same day. Google Kill a Dent Removal and check out the reviews and photos. Then schedule your repair. Hail baseballs, kids, fender benders, shopping carts, flying cows, angry X's, and anything else that leaves dents. Don't paint your car. Go PDR with Kill a Dent Removal.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Marek Mazurek. Just a few months ago, the term small modular nuclear reactor wasn't in the lexicon of most Hoosiers. But now a trio of GOP-sponsored bills are poised to advance the new technology in Indiana with significant tax credits. At the core of the legislation is a 20% tax credit for energy companies on costs related to developing small modular nuclear reactors, or SMRs. Another key and contentious provision would let utility companies recover costs on SMRs even before the projects receive official approval. Indiana's new Secretary of Energy and Natural Resources, Suzanne Jaworski, said the state needs nuclear power to secure its energy future.
Now, yes, nuclear could take 7 to 10 years to build. It's quite a lot more expensive, but that will be clean, carbon-free electricity on the Indiana grid from 80 to 100 years.
Opponents, however, have qualms with how the expensive new technology will be financed. Kerwin Olson with the Citizens Action Coalition said the bill puts too much burden on ratepayers for projects involving untested technology.
We are using ratepayers as economic development tools more and more, and now we are asking